Hello, everybody. Welcome once again to BND Live, the Dungeons & Dragons live stream where a group of high school friends attempts to play Dungeons & Dragons remotely via the internet. With us, as always, we have Stephen as Finric the Monk, Erin as Lily the Fighter, Tim as Twizzard the Wizard, Chris as Paelias the Cleric, and joining a special guest tonight, we have Merrick as Talon the Ranger. And I'm Shawn, your ever-faithful and humble DM, and this is BND Live.
Okay.
All right. Let's do a little recap from 2 weeks ago, shall we? It was the tall evening. You enter Dolith, the capital of South Corson, with Talon on Kragan's horse and various soldier cloaks adorning you. Unfortunately, the citizens are not convinced and are wary. Twizzard talks to a young boy and learns of an inn, the Responsible Dragon, that you might learn some info from. But you also realize the horse might be sending the wrong signal. Finric rides it back out just as some guards come to investigate. After a few moments of tension in the nearby woods, Finric makes it back unscathed. Kitty Laud is the owner of the Responsible Dragon Inn and happens to be the leader of the resistance. She's a human, late 30s, brown hair flowing down her back. The apron over her black clothes is not new, but is clean. The observant among you see the hilt of a dagger peeking out. Her questioning of you quickly comes to an end when you show her the heads of Falrith and Kragan. Turns out you're in the headquarters of the Resistance, and your inquiries about Falrith cause her to have Reggie, her spy master, put a guy on him. Over dinner, a plan is concocted to lure one of the remaining 3 captains out of the city's massive wall and then ambush them. Kitty spreads word that another group will be leaving the city the next night. The Ateum and Talon will be hidden among that group, except for Lily, who will stay back and tell the others who follows, if the plan works. A complication arises, however, when Kragan's horse, which had been seen, is causing a stir in the castle. It's decided the plan will go on regardless, though. Everything that night works out perfectly. Mr. Bones gets some milk, and Paelias is disguised as a commoner. The next morning, Lily and Kitty see a group follow. However, it's of 50 soldiers, not the previous 20, and 2 captains, seeming Shadow Monk and Goliath Barbarian, are en route. So it is Dalk morning, because of course it's Dalk. It's around 7 a.m., call it, just around dawn. Looks like a reasonable day, maybe a bit cloudy. It's important to note that the group last night left around midnight, so basically 7-hour head start. However, the group of refugees goes at a pace of 2 miles per hour due to the elderly and the kids among them. And Lily, you and Kitty over here are the captains basically urging their troops ahead as fast as they can. So you could assume that they are a forced march of 4 miles per hour. Lily would be able to estimate that. So I think we'll pick up with Lily's message to the other group. What do you have to say?
All right, so Lily is going to message Finric, Paelias, and Mr. Twizzard because they're all on her network. All right, guys, heads up. They're on their way, but it's double the amount we were expecting. It looks like they're bringing 2 squadrons with 2 captains, and the captains are probably the toughest of the ones remaining. It's that girl who everyone's scared of. I think she might be like a monk. So Finric could take her.
Quick point of order. Quick point of order. They are, neither one is her.
Oh, neither one is her.
Neither
Okay.
one is her.
They're not the scary girl. Okay.
Kitty sort of looks over it, and she's like, "No, that's the barbarian. He goes by Pounder. You can imagine why." And the other, the shadow monk, Cyrus the Shadow is what they call him.
All right, Cyrus the Shadow Monk. Finric, he's all yours. And Pounder the Barbarian. I guess Mr. Twizzard and Paelias, you're going to have to probably take care of him.
Oh, don't worry about me. I'm sure I can outrun him.
Actually, Mr. Twizzard, just fireball the heck out of the 50 or so guards that are accompanying them.
There's a lot riding on this.
And they're doubling their pace, so they're going to catch up to you guys probably within... Oh, let's see if I can do this math right. You guys are now 14 miles away, and they're going 4 miles an hour. So 14 divided by 4. But then you have to add the miles that you could do in the same time that they could do. So let's just round it to maybe you've got 5 hours. And I'm going to have to try to catch up. So I'll be along as fast as I can.
Oh boy.
All right.
Keep
Sounds
in
good.
touch. I
It
don't
is,
have invisibility.
What's that? What's that last part?
Oh, I don't have invisibility.
Got
That's
it.
not me.
So Talon's right next to us, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So we relay that.
Could we ask her to track that, stay within some reasonable distance of them, so she could see and continually update us, or periodically, maybe it's a better way to put it. Would that be
I
advantageous?
probably could do that. I can for at least an hour. I can alter self, and I could look like something or someone else.
So I've got my thumb pushed on my sending stone. It's in speaker stone mode.
No.
Should have never given you guys those.
Yeah.
Real quick, it's worth noting that around, let's see, so if you left basically around 10 miles in to the trip, the road that's basically been going straight through the forest, and again, it's approximately 15 feet or so wide, give or take here. It's not in the best shape, but it does split about 10 miles in. A branch goes off to the left, roughly southeast. Tanai and Gariot are two of the 6 more sort of armed and knowledgeable, able to help you out villagers, and they sort of inform you that that offshoot would lead down to the sea. So that is an option if you wanted to break at that point or have a conversation with them.
Gotcha.
Should be about 5 a.m. You're having this conversation.
Gotcha.
Oh boy. Maybe I
Wait,
need
5
some-
a.m. So 2 hours prior to when we are.
Yeah, technically. Look, okay. There's gonna be some.
Just checking. Just
Yeah. 2 hours before you had the conversation with Lily about who's following. So
Got
technically,
it.
you wouldn't know it's 50 people at that point.
That
If
and,
that
and,
makes a
and we don't
difference.
know. Yeah, and we don't know that they're like 5 hours out. Just checking. All good.
Also true. Although you know that Lily hasn't told you anything yet, so
We could
No
assume
word yet.
the same group as last time, though.
They probably would assume at least 25 and 1 guard or 1 captain. Because that's what we were hoping to pull, 1.
Yeah. And 1 horse.
Yeah.
that's
All right,
Don't
so
forget
I
the
guess
horse.
Yeah.
And
So I
I'm
guess
sure
we're
Lily,
continuing.
Lily would probably assume that she should probably stay close behind so that she would be part of the fight and help. So even if she didn't hear magically through Zoom that Talon had suggested that, I think she probably would have done that. And I don't know if anyone would go with her or if she would be by herself.
I think you'd be by yourself, Lily.
So I'm thinking I probably need to alter myself so I don't appear like Lily, but I don't want to appear a villager because
Yeah.
why would I be leaving?
I mean, if you're
Um,
far back enough, I will say the first band that we came across didn't really look behind them all that much.
And I could stay to the edge and kind of wood area.
Absolutely. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then I'll just have to
Yeah.
stealth until.
This
and then
amount
if
of
someone
people makes
finds me, I'll fall with myself.
this amount of people makes a large amount of noise.
Okay.
So you can stay. While the road is fairly straight, it's through a forest, so there's like little bends that you can like keep them just out of sight, type of thing.
All right.
Do we know where the other fork of the road goes? I guess, is that where we came from previously?
No, good question. So, conversing with the two folks from Dolith, who are sort of the most, they're sort of who Kitty put in charge of the group leading, and she mentioned. So your cover story, by the way, is that you came in off a ship and you're trying to get out of there. Like you were like, I don't know, what do you want your cover story to be? Is it that your prisoners escaping with them? Are you?
Our cover story to the refugees.
Yeah, what do you tell the refugees? Who do you tell the refugees you are? That's a question.
I mean, Talon, correct me if I'm wrong, Talon among us probably looks the closest like a villager, but still not like a villager, right?
Yeah, I mean, you guys are all world-weary adventurers, while this is like, these folks have probably never seen another place outside of Dolith itself.
Mm-hmm.
Am I still disguised as a villager?
You are, actually. That's right. You were wearing your hat of disguise as a villager.
Could have
So
stayed Mr. Blizzard.
They don't know you as Paelias.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Sorry. So yeah, they would have said that they know the branch off to the left goes down to the sea, but they're not sure where the straight ahead branch goes. Basically, no one's ever gone that far.
Really?
Really.
I conjure a pair of glasses and I look at them as I say that and I go, really? Really?
Well, you have to understand that it's not very safe normally. We've heard stories all our lives of the sort of half dog, half man beasts that roam these woods.
What?
Are there a lot of them?
If the stories be true, yes, quite a lot.
Why don't we just hide and let those beasts take out these guards?
So you guys should
haven't done
remember
that.
that when you first crossed over to South Corson, you fought a lot of gnolls, which is probably what they're talking about. Not that there
Gotcha.
couldn't be more, obviously, but
All right, well, we'll keep our eyes peeled, but I think we'll be okay. So I guess we keep walking.
Maybe we should tell them, like, we're pretty, I imagine, heavily armed in armor and stuff. It would be hard to pass ourselves off as other people from that area, or refugees or anything. So maybe we should say we're like people who like merchants hired to drop some goods off, and we got cheated and now we want to get out of here or something. I don't know, some sort of, like, why would a group of heavily armed people like be traveling with some refugees away from the city?
Mm-hmm. I think that sounds good, especially like Shawn. I hadn't one of the tavern folks like told the group of people that we'd be traveling with them. Like, I don't think we're surprised at this point. So if that's the story that was relayed, like with the authority of,
we can say that whatever story you guys come up with right now is what Kitty told them.
Okay.
So totally fine.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I'll just be disguised as a villager, and that way I think that if like they start to target you guys, I can do more of like a sneak attack when they get here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because disguise, the hat of disguise would would convert all your armor and weapons too.
Yeah. It just makes me look fat.
As long as no one touches you, then the illusion.
Right.
But doesn't he also have that iron rod that hides his weapons in it?
Yeah.
Hide a
but-
weapon.
Oh, a
Yeah.
weapon.
Yeah, I think all my stuff is kind of under my cloak anyway. If I'm wearing a cloak.
You could be wearing a cloak if you want. You're using a hat disguise. So.
Yeah, so I'm wearing whatever my hat says. Or I tell my hat.
All right. So hearing this news from Lily now. So presumably you kept on the straight path, or did you go down toward the sea?
We just want to pick one?
I don't
Probably.
We would
I
have
go
to see at our
straight.
back, right? If we end up at the sea and then we were pinned with 50 refugees or however many refugees there are, and 50, like we would lose mobility.
Yeah.
I don't know how far it is.
Finric's not going to want to go in the water.
Yeah, he doesn't
That is
want-
true.
All right. So
Yeah,
at this
straight
point,
ahead.
then you're about 4 miles past that breakoff, and you hear from Lily, who's following you. All right. Now we're back to present time. Sorry about that.
Did you say 50 or 15?
Mhm.
He said you've got about 5 minutes or 5 hours.
15 in 5 minutes.
Oh boy. Well, nice knowing you guys.
I take 15 in 5 minutes more than 50 in 5 hours, but
Right?
all right, so maybe we need to save our energy and not walk all that fast.
Can we set up an ambush?
Yeah. Should we keep our eyes open for anything that might be strategically or tactically useful from an ambush perspective?
Yeah. Like, let's walk through a narrow gate.
Only
or
one
or a bridge or anything we come across.
Mhm.
How narrow do you
right.
want it? Don't you want them to be, well,
Mm.
huddled, but not necessarily one at a time?
For the fireball, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd want like to be on top of a hill or a little bit of height advantage so he can get some good alley-oop with that fireball, I think.
Does anyone have some oil, or can they make any oil with your special skills?
You don't
make
have
a more
grease anymore?
flammable area.
I have yeah.
What was that?
You don't have grease anymore?
Oh, I do. I have grease and I have it enabled. Wait, is grease flammable? Oh, such a good question. I don't know.
Probably.
If it goes into those details. It could be like
Is-
Crisco.
Grease flammable. Gosh, it seems like it would be. Let me refresh myself with this spell real quick.
Slick grease covers the ground in a 10-foot square centered at a point with range and turns into a difficult terrain for the duration.
That's fire hazard.
I kind of like this idea.
Good.
Yeah, sure. Grease is flammable. Go for it.
Except it has a duration of 1 minute, so I have to cast it real quick, wait for 50 guys to walk over it, and then quickly fireball it.
Can
Well,
you
I can do
grease?
cast. But
Cast fireball first up into the air and then cast grease.
I can create bonfire. That's like one of my cantrips, and which does 3d8 damage, fire damage. But I was thinking maybe if there's like a situation where you can fireball from one side and create bonfire in the other, you could like kind of pin them between fire, which might not last for many rounds, but it might be a good way to like cause panic or distract them or something.
So you can cast grease far in advance.
Well, 1 minute.
Yeah, and then I could light it with the create bonfire at the same time they fireball.
Nice.
Can I cast grease into like a big bucket? Since it's magic.
No, it only
Do
yeah.
you have a big bucket?
I can conjure a big bucket.
That's true. That's true.
I'm a walk-in utility closet.
Janitor's favorite friend.
And then you just get like 40 unseen servants to just like take a bucket each and like walk around him and just pour the grease.
So these 50 guys see these buckets floating towards them slowly.
Actually, it can only be one because you can only conjure one at a time.
It's like Fantasia.
Yeah, it's like Fantasia, right? Exactly.
We're gonna pull a Fantasia on him.
That's awesome.
The best battle plan ever.
You guys have no idea what's coming.
So how are we going
I
to
can use my thaumaturgy to play the music.
Yeah, thaumaturgy.
I don't think we should do Grease. I don't think it will be for 1 minute. It's a waste of a spell slot.
I mean, Fireball will light things on fire. It's not like it won't light things on fire. So.
But it could light things more on fire.
Will it increase the damage somehow? I mean, if it's not going to increase the damage, it is kind of useless.
I would say that the grease, when lit, will persist. I don't know, a couple turns, a couple rounds, 12 seconds. It'll do 1d4 fire damage for a couple rounds. So it's not nothing, but it's not going to be. I wouldn't hinge your strategy around grease.
The ultimate spell.
So what is the forest? Sorry.
No,
I was going to ask the forest trail, like what's the ground cover? Like, is it a dirt trail? Are there like leaves? Like,
it is fall-ish. So the leaves, some leaves have come down. The trees are turning. There are you've walked through patches of denser forest and patches of less dense forest. The road itself is hard-packed earth, but it has a lot of weeds and growth on it because it has not been used that much.
got it. So if we cast a fireball, chances are it's going to start to spread.
Maybe. It did rain a couple days ago, if you remember, when you were crossing the bridge. It was raining heavily, so Smokey the Bear would say the fire level is low. Fire danger level is low.
Grease it is. No.
Yeah, grease it up.
They can't put it out with water.
True. That's true.
They're going to get all that baking soda.
They can use a fire blanket.
Like they're bringing that.
So do we see anything along the way that would be particularly useful from an ambush perspective?
So tell me what you're looking for, and then we'll roll a group perception check.
Could you fell some trees? Make it harder to march the troops right through? I'm sure you could fire bolts.
There are definitely trees to fell. If you're looking for
magic missile them out.
If you're looking for a higher place, the ground does rise slightly to your right. In general, it's not like a steep cliff or anything, but
all right, so
if
no
you wanted to be
cliffs,
on
no
higher ground,
hills.
you'd be off to the right. However, the trees are fairly dense, right? So it's like if you wanted to see the road but be higher, you'd probably have to climb a tree.
Can you climb a tree, Twizzard? You could be an owl.
I'm pretty short. I don't know if I could reach all the branches.
No, but you could use a flying spell.
Yeah.
There's
We have a couple
familiars.
familiars that we could.
Yeah, you can also find
Bring it.
familiar.
Well, I was thinking that he could actually launch it from that height to get like a better accuracy.
I gotcha. Yeah.
I certainly can climb trees, because I got like mad nature proficiencies.
That's true.
And I
You
guess
can
if
walk
I'm
vertically.
if I'm looking for like an ambush possibility, I'm looking for more like a place where the trail narrows, where if we knock something like a tree or something in front of it, they would be inclined to clear it rather than just go around it. Like, I don't know if there's anywhere where they would get pinched and we could.
I mean, if it was a thick enough trunk, they would have. I mean, again, the road varies somewhat from like 10 to 15 feet. It's not super wide. So if you knocked a tree down over it, that was thick enough that they would have to, that they couldn't step over it easily, or a couple trees, right? I mean, you could create that.
Should probably make it look like lightning hit it or something, and not that a person did it on purpose.
How strong is Mr. Bones? Could he like tear a tree out of the ground?
I think he's like
Mr. Bones, tear down that tree.
I think he's +0 strength.
Point at the nearest tree.
Yeah, Mr.
Maybe
Mr. Bones
+1
walks up to it. Give me a strength check.
Ooh. Where's the strength?
This is awesome.
For Mr.
10.
Bones.
It's +0, like I said. +0.
I mean, he tugs on it, but it's not going anywhere, no.
19.
Ooh.
Oh, 19. Somehow I heard 10. Sorry.
Oh no, that's
that's his
his strength.
Yeah.
Is
Gotcha.
10.
Yeah, no, he gives it a big. I mean, how thick is this tree that he picks?
It's a small one.
Like really small?
Like medium.
It will be a
It's not
sapling.
quite full grown, but it's definitely taller than everybody there.
I knew he'd have trouble, so I pointed at a reasonable one.
He rips
Let's
off
say
a couple.
about-
He rips off a branch. Let's say he rips off a branch.
Yeah.
He's not pulling a tree out of the ground. I'm sorry.
Yeah, Bones, you nickel and dime that thing.
He waves the stick around.
He's working on it.
You wasted a good roll on that.
Why don't we do the bones in distress? We just have him like lay in the ground and be like, "Oh, I got robbed. And they took all my skin."
Oh, he's a little wounded lady.
Yeah.
Oh, help! Oh.
We could put the grease on Mr. Bones and have him go in like on a fire skeleton warrior.
So we grease him up,
That would be
set him on
awesome.
fire.
Grease me up, woman. I'm going in.
That would be awesome.
That's
That
pretty
would be
awesome.
such a good distraction.
I don't know. I've got
I think all of his hit points would disappear.
flashbacks of the first Mr. Bones dying in fire.
Oh.
Oh.
It's very distressing.
It is.
Always get a new Mr. Bones.
To be
I
fair,
know,
his
right?
Bony, bony though.
Not a
his
9 foot
bones
tall.
wouldn't burn to ash if he was just like. You could reanimate him afterwards, but you'd have to
Just a
spend
little
the
bit of
sauce.
fire. Okay.
Twizzard would literally like throw fireballs at all of us, but he won't light Mr. Bones on fire.
Mr. Bones is irreplaceable.
I love this.
He'll just reanimate our corpses.
Yeah.
You'll be the next Mr. Bones.
Well, do we want to consider after the fireball is chucked? Then is there any way we could take advantage of the chaos, like placement or?
Yeah. I think we should have like one person like stay behind a little bit, or maybe two people stay behind, and then two people be like right behind the group, and that way we can try to corner them when they come in.
Well, Lily will already be further behind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I was thinking, like, if I do use my summon, summon the Fey creature spell, and conjure woodland beings, and bring in eight dogs that I want to hang back because it's a concentration spell. So I think I can shoot arrows, and I think I can shoot two per round. So if I'm like back and out of the way, there could be a bunch of dogs charging, and then hypothetically I could do the fire thing, the conjure, or the cantrip to start a fire if that would be useful as well.
And they're blink dogs, right?
They're blink dogs. They'll be teleporting around.
That's awesome.
And there'll be 8 of them, so we'll definitely have like 8 extra attacks, and most of the guards will probably go after the blink dog that's closest to them and not try to go for someone who's further away like yourself.
Yeah, that's the hope. And I'd probably want to pick off anyone coming at me because I don't want to lose concentration and lose our 8 extra attacks.
And if you're hidden, it might be, if you're
That's
hidden
true.
in a tree, it'll take longer for them to find you.
Yeah, I think I'd like to do something similar for defense with the travelers. Like I could put up my spiritual guardians around if I stay with the travelers. That way we can have some protection if somebody does break through and come toward us.
Yeah, how do we want to manage them?
They should just keep going.
What?
The travelers. I mean, technically, there should be a lot of space between where this fight's going to happen and the travelers. They shouldn't even know that this fight is going down.
Yeah.
Well, ideally, we would, like the able-bodied men, we would be telling them in advance and asking them to, or maybe we're okay with them. Maybe we're okay with not having them be part of the fight.
Yeah, you
How
have
many
at
of
your
them are there,
disposal.
Steve?
You have 6.
6.
Yeah, you have at your disposal 6. They can make one attack around and they can do some stuff. They're not like huge, but
Yeah,
they-
but for a guard, it might be an even fight.
Yep.
And then that means that we could focus on the captains.
Yeah.
Because you know they're going to be focusing on us.
Are we leaving the group completely like defenseless though? Like, are they not gonna have any of the guards with them?
I think we should send 2. The kind of one in the front, one in the back. Make sure they keep moving. That'd be my thought.
Okay.
Because if we can
So we get
remove
4?
them from the chaos, that'd be the last thing we want is to try to have to be protecting a bunch of random refugees. In the
Right,
middle
but they
of the
could be
case.
multiple hours ahead. Like you've got 5 hours before these guys are going to be catching up. So if they keep walking ahead and you do the fight a couple hours behind, they'll still have a good head start.
Yep.
Okay.
And our familiars, can we use them to like get advance warning of when the troops come?
sure.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah.
Good thinking.
And
The other
Talon
the
is
other
like-
advantage too is like we'd have more surprise if if the rest of the villagers are substantially ahead of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pumped. I'm ready.
Yeah, so
Alright.
we should go for a full-on ambush.
I start doing push-ups. I look up to see if anyone's watching,
They're not.
but I pretend not to be looking, but I'm still looking.
So Shawn, I have that like hide in plain sight ability to use the natural surroundings to camouflage myself.
Nice.
It supposedly takes 1 minute or so to like prep. Could I do that for all of us? Can I like hide everybody, or is that something that's like I can only really do it for myself? Like assuming that we had like say 40 minutes to like build some blinds and like get the forest nature set up.
How is it worded?
Yeah. It's probably under.
Let's see here. Sounds pretty good.
I also can vanish, which is kind of cool.
Let's
Hide in plain sight. You can spend 1 minute creating camouflage for yourself from naturally occurring materials. Once you're camouflaged, you can try to hide by pressing yourself up against a solid surface to gain a +10 bonus to stealth checks, as long as you remain there without moving or taking actions.
Yeah.
So what we're talking about is a little different than that, but like given more prep time and kind of that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, yes, exactly. Like, it's supposed to be yourself, but if you have time to construct the thing and, teach people how to be quiet, like, yes, I think it's safe to say that you guys could take time and be significantly hidden when these folks first roll up on you.
Nice. Ooh, then we would get a surprise attack, right? In front of before we roll initiative.
Yes.
But we don't have anyone who gets advantage for sneak attacks in terms of like extra dice or anything.
Yeah.
That's okay. Getting a 1-up is always a good thing. The element of surprise. Ah!
Cool. So we're still looking for them like a good spot to do it.
I feel like it's just a long straight road, and all spots along the road look the same. I've just got that feeling.
Yeah, I mean, and the road automatically pinches them, so it's not like we need a lot. We just need, just a little bit. Just
I do have
a narrow part of the road.
Now I'll be suspicious.
Yeah. It's not a foggy day.
Yeah, random fog cloud would definitely be suspicious.
There is Plan T.
Plant wizard?
Yeah. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I do. But I don't think it's worth it.
There's an alternative plan.
It's not going to be a surprise attack then.
It's not worth it.
Okay. All right. Fine.
What was your plan?
One of
Yeah,
these
I'm
days,
curious.
Plan T is happening. You want me to tell you?
He told you last time.
All right. I'm just gonna come out by myself. You guys hide. I'm gonna walk down the road into the middle of the group. I'm gonna be all friendly. Hey guys, what's happening? Hey, I'm just traveling salesman. Haha, yeah. And then when I get right into the center, I'm gonna cast fireball right on top of myself. And then as everyone burns and cries, wah, I'm gonna walk out victorious, unscathed. Completely unscathed. High five, Mr. Bones, and then hide in the woods with you guys.
You might want to go in naked so you don't burn all your clothes.
Wait, we're gonna defeat everyone and then hide in the woods.
Yes.
That's
how the
gets
plan ends.
here all the time.
Plan B has an
Just
awesome
making sure-
beginning.
Just making sure I'm.
You guys make good points. I won't have any clothes on, and then I just run and hide. So yeah, okay. Maybe there's some work that needs to be done.
Yeah, I like it in concept though.
That's
All right,
all.
so do you think it's better that we're all together, or should we be spread out, or like flanking? Like, is there a flanking advantage?
Yeah, I think we should try to
Melee.
get multiple points.
We definitely play with flanking. Just a quick note on the surprise. So, you guys will hide. You'll all do stealth checks, and it's basically going to be against the invading forces' passive perception. And then everybody rolls initiative, but you guys get to take actions on your first turn, and they don't. Is how that would work. So yeah, like a pass without trace would definitely be useful, just to like make sure you're, because you don't know what the passive perceptions of these captains are.
Yeah. All right, should we? Assuming that there's nothing new on the road as I assume we've been like hiking while we've been having this conversation. We've not seen anything new or particularly advantageous from a combat perspective. Maybe we should just start setting up some. Well, how many hours do we have? Because we also want to be like sitting cramped for 4 hours sitting around.
You guys want to do push-ups with me?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
It's Home Alone, this place. Who's got the nail coming out of the glue, and who's got the crushed Christmas balls?
That's right.
Hot iron.
Yeah, you can make some booby traps if you want.
All right.
Does anyone have skills with that? It's an interesting
Booby
idea.
traps?
Yeah,
I'd
like
say-
traps.
I feel like Talon would be the only one that would
Yeah.
have some experience. Though the Ateum has experienced disengaging booby traps.
Mhm.
So we might know, well,
Mhm.
definitely Agnes knows the mechanisms for a couple of them, but
Disarming them. But not
Right, disarming.
I would say booby traps would be survival checks to describe what you want to do and make a survival check.
Oh, I'm +3 in survival.
The only problem is for booby traps. Like, are we setting ourselves up for them to be able to passively perceive?
Yeah, and
We've hit
would we blow
something.
our surprise or set them on edge?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like our big fireball is the booby trap.
Yeah.
But maybe you could put it on a little further so that if they get past you, they've got booby traps that will at least allow for more time for the villagers to get further.
Yeah, that's smart.
Oh, Lily, were the captains in the front? Like 50 is a lot of people, right? So like, where are the
They were
captains in relation?
probably near the middle.
Good question.
Okay.
Are you making that up?
Well, but the
That sounded
thing is,
made
they
up.
could change. They
Right,
could
it
change at any time.
But our familiars could let us know, right? We could see through our familiars' eyes, because if we could position ourselves on the other side, if they'd have to charge on their horses to their own troops, they might take out some of their troops on the.
Yeah, why don't let me bamf in my familiar. Let's get him airborne.
Okay. Easily done.
Let's get him up to the top of the trees. See what we can see. It's like, what is it, 5 o'clock in the morning?
Not anymore.
No, at this point, it's the sun has come up. It is 7:30.
Okay.
Lily contacted you at 7 a.m.
Okay. So yeah, let's get him up to the top of the trees, see what he can see.
Okay. Where you are now.
Things
you
are going
see-
down at high noon.
Appropriate.
I think I'll do that.
How it's 100 feet. You can still see through the eyes.
Yeah.
About let's see. So there's another branch to the left coming up in a couple miles, and also far off to the right, call it maybe 12 miles or so off to the right, it sees a large lake.
In front of us.
Yeah, sort of diagonal to the right. So southwest of your current location.
Okay, but can you look behind? Is it like, can you see anything from behind?
So at this point, they'd be 14 miles away. I mean, it can see those city walls and stuff, but it can't like see, the details of who's on the road yet.
Okay.
What if they're scouting with familiars? Are they gonna see us standing on the road thinking of plans?
Possibly.
I mean, they should think this is just a bunch of local peasant rabble. Maybe.
Well,
Maybe not.
they have 2 capos though. That's
That's
more than they
true.
usually have.
Right, but your familiar can only go so far ahead before it's no longer
Hmm.
connected to you.
Yeah.
And they won't be able to see, but they could come back and then I guess maybe give some kind of indication.
Yeah. But I mean, we've got you too. You're still following them, so I don't need to go out too far.
That's true. That's true. The ultimate spy. All right, I start rolling in the mud and getting leaves and stuff on me as for my camouflage.
I start counseling
sure.
him and how to do that more effectively than just the random twizzardly way he's doing it.
It's like you've known him your whole life.
Yeah. So
All right.
let's see. Let's split up so we're on 2 sides so we can flank. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Give or take.
So we start setting up some nice.
And are you passed
Ranger
without a
special
Are you
camouflage
passed without
blinds?
Are you passed without a tracing or?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like I could help each person pass without a trace. Basically, thinking I don't really know quite how to think with this, but sort of like deer blinds kind of thing, where you're like setting up a good hiding spot.
Yeah. So
And then I
I
do
would
myself last.
give you because you're helping them hide. You can have advantage on the stealth check, and then if you cast pass without a trace, that also adds another +10 to the stealth check.
Okay.
But how long does that last? Is the only thing.
As long as they're not moving.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, that's probably true. But it would cost you the spell. It'll cost you the spell slot.
Wait, do I even have that spell?
Huh.
Yes, I do have that spell. Yes, I do. 2nd level. All right. Yeah. So, but you know what we could do is when the familiar sees them coming, we know that
Yeah.
they're
Okay.
pretty close, and then I'll cast a spell, and then we'll get an extra +10.
Okay. All right. So yeah. So basically, yeah. Where do you want to be in relation to the road?
I'm off the side.
High side or low side?
Further down the roadside, ahead of them. Because I don't want to just come out in the middle and be like, oh, and fireball them. I want to approach somewhat from the front and the
So
side.
imagine the road will be in the center here.
Okay.
Where do you guys want to be?
We going left to right?
Oh,
So
and
let's
where-
split
what-
up, right? Let's be on both sides. Maybe in clusters
Yeah.
of 2. So we got like a safety buddy.
And where do you want the villagers?
They just keep going, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But-
No, the 4 or 5
yeah,
that
right.
are staying.
Oh, the local militia. Okay.
right, our local militia. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I guess
so
we'd want them.
This is
2 or
your
3
local.
on each side?
This is your local
Yeah.
militia.
Yeah, so let's be in even groups. Does that seem smart?
Yeah.
All right. I'm just gonna start putting people places, and you tell me when to stop.
Is the direction left to right?
They'll be
traveling?
coming this way.
They'll be coming from the right.
So this
So now
is
you're in front of them.
Okay.
yeah.
I mean-
Mr. Bones and Twizzard are on the slightly higher ground, not like
10 o'clock. Yeah.
How big is the fireball? Like how far? I'm assuming we're not. I'm assuming what you're showing is not to scale. Otherwise, I think we'd be immolated.
It'll be a 20-foot range. I could do it from 150 feet away.
That's
Tim.
everybody in the fireball range.
Yeah,
Nice.
so let's make sure that our positions are well outside of where the fireball will be.
Yeah. And is this difficult terrain? Like my movement's 45 feet, but am I like,
If you're off the road, it would be difficult terrain.
But you're only like maybe 10 feet off the road, so you would be giving like you'd have to use 20 feet of movement to get through that terrain.
yeah, but I'm saying if the fireballs, I feel like I should be more than 10 feet. Like if I can spare it, let's say I'm
50
like
people's
15,
a
20
lot,
feet, you know?
right?
It's gonna-
So like there has to be an army of 50 people between us. So that's going to be
It's going to be a long line of people, basically.
yeah.
Wizard, I think I might be able to cast the hold person spell, and I could probably do it on 2 targets. So if you want, I can try to do it on the 2 capos, and we can use them as like the middle if they're close enough.
That's cool. So what if you two pair up at the front side and the other group will pair up at the back side? You cast the whole person at the same time the fireball.
Right.
Do you
So
think? Do you think the higher level guys might have more of a resistance to it? Would it be better to do one of the lower level people that, or does it? It doesn't matter which sort of person you try and do that to, right?
There's
I don't
a
know.
dex check.
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, there's a wisdom saving throw for a whole person. Yeah.
So yeah, so they would have higher wisdom, but I mean, I guess the idea is what is it going to do? And I think we want to do the most damage to the higher ups if we can. I don't know that it's going to work at all. They might be able to resist it.
Okay.
But I mean, if we just took 2 random people, it wouldn't really mean as much.
Yeah.
Because we could probably get them out later.
I think we should do the fireball and then the hold spell, because
Oh,
that'll
keep
cause
them
more
there.
chaos, right? Because if the fire goes off and the leaders don't respond in an effective way,
Yeah.
can't give
And-
orders.
And there's no guarantee the 2 leaders are going to be near 20, like within fireball range anyway. So holding them wouldn't necessarily. I like the idea of doing it after the fireball.
Okay. So he does fireball, then I hold. The 2 capos have to be within 30 feet of each other for me to get them both in the same spell. But as long as they can do that, then I can try them both.
Nice.
All right, let's do initiative now. So everybody roll and
Ooh, 16.
How do you? Should I roll on this on the in D&D Beyond? How do you do that? Should I
Everyone.
roll?
If you click on the number right underneath the word initiative, that should roll it for you. If you have access to
he does.
being
If you got the dice set up, yeah.
I got an 8.
Oh my god, I cannot believe.
Or you could just roll in real life.
15.
14.
Wow, did I get the highest?
I got 12.
Oh, hold on. I got to roll for Mr. Bones.
Oh, yeah.
Last time he got pretty high. 10.
Well, that's
He goes
perfect.
before me, though.
Then, if you're the first,
All right, so wait, sorry, who was the
that's
highest?
kind of.
I
Tim.
got 16. I think it might be me.
Can anyone beat 16?
Yeah, 15.
All right.
But I don't think initiative matters when we're surprising them. It's just after that.
Right.
Who got the 8?
True.
I did.
Oh, Paelias.
Flies.
Yeah.
So wait, after 15 was 8?
No.
there's-
Oh, 14,
and then
Finric.
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 Bones got a 10.
Lily's a 12.
All right.
And then the villagers.
And then I'll summon Blink Dogs after the fireball has.
Sorry, who had a
Just
10?
double
Bones?
check.
Mr. Bones
Yeah.
got a 10.
Bones is 10.
Yeah.
Was he? So Bones was the lowest of your group?
No,
No, I have an 8.
Oh, Paelias was an 8. Okay. And sorry, the blink dogs are going to be separate? Or do they go on your turn?
Yeah, I haven't conjured them yet. They don't go on my turn. They have their own initiative in the round according to the spell thing I read. So we would,
Okay.
I guess, roll initiative and add them into the mix. Is that, or how do you prefer to do it?
Just like my snake.
Or we can roll
that's
for
true. I
them
mean,
now.
if you want to bring your snake or the blink dogs out as like prep, how long do the blink dogs last?
Until I lose concentration, but I don't think I do because I don't, and they're a bunch of dogs. Like I feel like they'd be hard to hide. Like they're a bunch of
That's-
teleporting dogs, right? Like
That's a very
feel
good
like
point.
yeah. So I was thinking I would like use my bow at the fireball time and then conjure up a bunch of blink dogs and then use my bow after that.
All right. All right. So wait. So Talon, where are you? You're currently here.
Yeah, so I'm with Paelias, I think, farther back. Is that right?
No, I'm in front.
Yeah, you're in the front. So I'm with
Finric.
Finric.
Finric and Lily. Eventually Lily.
Yeah, and Lily will join us after we make some toast.
And you want to be on the opposite side. And then where are the villagers?
Yeah. I think we each have a pair of 2 villagers with us, right?
And then two villagers go with the other people?
Yeah, to kind of make sure that they don't do something dumb.
Okay.
Well, should it be like what? Like, are we split evenly on each side?
So
Except for Mr. Bones and Lily. We don't know where they are yet.
Oh,
Right. Lily is going to just, I guess, be coming up
Yeah.
on whatever side she's on.
Mr. Bones is over near me, and he lays down. I cover him with dirt. He's a corpse because I don't think he would disguise very well.
Okay.
He's bright white, 9 feet tall. Someone's gonna see him.
All right.
But I think that he could stay pretty still.
Well, if he's like a shallow grave, he would blend in then.
Eh. That'd still be something to perceive.
And you're bringing
Yeah.
are you bringing your snake out?
Yeah, so that's the question. Does my snake stay out as long as he doesn't die? I don't see a time limit on him.
Yeah, I think it stays out until he doesn't die.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring him out then.
Where do you want him? With you?
Yeah, right by me.
And then you have to roll him his initiative, I think.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Shawn doesn't want to touch it.
Mr. Snake has a 4.
A
Oh.
4. Oh, that's perfect actually. Good.
Yeah, right after me.
Snake needs no camo.
Well, maybe.
Snake is home.
Yeah, he's camo. I should have him like slither into like help get some of those big guys though.
He could probably be on a tree branch and just kind of drop in.
ooh, attack from above.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
he's a python, right? He's a constrictor.
Yeah, he's a constrictor. They wouldn't see that coming. That's true. He is a python, yeah. That's
All
fine.
right, you guys
we can
ready
try
for
that.
this?
Let's do it.
All right, so your familiars would report to you that the Shadow Monk is on his horse in the front of a long line, and Pounder, the Goliath barbarian, is at the rear. And the line itself is 17 times 5 feet long.
Oh man.
Oh wow. It's more than 30.
Why aren't they all walking in a big clump?
Because the
Wait,
road's
what-
only 15 feet wide.
We should have widened the road.
So they're walking in 15 by.
It's about 85-foot long line of folks. They're walking in rows of 3.
Okay.
Rows of 3. Ugh.
So, can you? You said you can do a bonfire. So, can you do a bonfire behind them when
Yeah.
if he does a fireball in front?
Yeah, I could do that.
That's a good idea.
But the
Yeah.
bonfire is not going to be that big.
But it's something.
Yeah, it's
It'll-
something to make him keep going forward.
Yeah, it'll confuse the heck out of them too, right? If there's fire exploding in the middle of them, there's fire coming up behind them. They won't know where we are.
Yeah.
All right, give me your stealth checks at advantage, and then add 10.
Ooh.
Stealth checks.
Stealth checks at advantage. All right, the villagers got 24, so that's off to a good start.
So you're technically 32.
32 for Mr. Twizzard.
And Mr.
Damn.
So I don't have a finish.
I got a 10 plus 10, so 20.
All right.
Oh, there you go. That's better. I got 26.
26 for me as well.
All right. All right. So you guys feel like you're well hid. Lily, you're coming up from the, and you want to be on the higher side.
Wait, 6 plus 9, is that what happened? Did I roll
You
a
rolled
6
2 for advantage, right?
Yeah.
So 9 plus
It's
10,
fine.
whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. We had advantage,
probably,
right?
Yeah.
Oh. Whoa, so my second roll is 24 plus 10, so I'm really hidden.
Nice.
Awesome.
Lily is probably on the same side of the road as whatever the inn was on. She probably went directly from the inn to the woods that were closest
Okay.
and then just hugged the road on that side. So,
All right. You'll be on the same side as Twizzard and Paelias and those guys.
all right, the high road.
That's the best side.
I'll take the high road and you
All right.
take the low road.
So you guys are just basically just tell me when you want to make your move. But here comes the first group here. They're coming along.
Oh, they're separated.
Well, he's got
Is someone on the other
Oh.
side who's got a sending stone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Finric.
it's so pretty.
All
Does
right.
anyone want to say anything? Does anyone want to do anything?
Yeah, they're getting there. Let's just do this, Wizard.
Fire! Okay, hold on. All right, so I get up from my my spot because I'm lying face down in the mud. That's why they couldn't see me. And I spin around a bit in the woods, and I come out, and I fake left, I fake right, I jump up, and I shoot a level 6 fireball out of my hands right into the middle of them.
Oh my god. All right. So, like here?
Yes, except it's more of an ellipse, like an oval.
Yeah. I'll say you could do this entire group. If you miss the captain, you okay missing the captain?
Are we okay missing the captain? Does anyone?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll try to hold him.
All right.
All right, roll that damage.
All right. Here. I hope it's not like 10 ones. All right. Here we go. Oh, that's a good one. 29.
Okay, and I need to. Oh my god! So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 9 times 3. So there's 27. And what is it? A dexterity?
Oh, the check. Yeah, dexterity is 16.
To roll 27 d20s and see how many
Oh
are
boy.
better than 16.
Yeah, I wonder if that'll. Well, I might have to do this on the computer. We'll see what happens here. If it'll tell me how many people fail.
Make it easy and just say none of them made it.
All right, I'm gonna need to do this using other technology. We could do that, but what's the fun in that? Roll 27 d20. Amazing. Okay. And sorry, what was the save again?
16.
16?
Yeah.
Okay.
16 or higher, you're safe. Well, you only take half damage.
Only 6 of the 27 save.
Wow.
Oh,
Nice job.
right.
And how
That's
much
half
damage?
their army.
How much damage did it do?
29.
29.
And
All right,
so,
so-
I guess
A little on the low side.
14 for the halfers.
All right, so we're gonna say 1 each color, basically. That should get us reasonable. Yeah, because it went all the way back to the blue, right? Yeah.
Mhm. And it rolled a bit because I was uphill.
And he
Cast it
was
downhill.
globe trotting it too.
And I cast gust down it as it was going away.
So with this amazing showmanship of fireball basketball prowess, and you see a few people sort of like either shove people in front of the main blast and like shield themselves with their comrades' bodies, or like jump like behind a tree or nearby. But basically, you just see like charred bodies all over the place. And so the people who aren't dead took 14.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. All right. All right. Talon, you're up.
All right, so then I cast my bonfire, which isn't that large, so it's only a 5-foot square radius.
Okay.
But I cast it at the end of the column at a 60-foot range. So
So
it
in
looks
the-
like from where I am, I could probably hit the end of the column. Should I try to get the guard in the captain in this space, or should I just go for the troops?
Does the bonfire actually do any damage, or is it?
3d8.
Huh?
3d8. So yeah.
I'd say try to get him.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So I aim my bonfire to basically ignite right at the end of the column, trying to hit the last few guys and the captain.
Okay. All right. Right at the limit of what you guys can see here. All right. And did they take that damage right away?
I think so.
And it's a 5-foot thing, but you're basically putting it in between people.
Yeah, basically, like rather than it being like a fireball exploding, it's like a bonfire starts on the ground, kind of like comes up off the ground, kind of thing.
All right.
It
So I'm
sounded like.
gonna say then you could hit the captain and 2 guards
Okay.
if you like precisely place it.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
go ahead and roll that damage then.
I pull my hood back and I cast. So hit is a dexterity. Is that it says dex under that?
Oh, they have to make a dex save?
Yeah, attack save dex 14. Yeah.
Okay. Pounder dodges it. That guard dodges it with a nat 20. That guard does not. All right, so only one of them takes damage then?
All right. And then 2d8, I guess. Oh no, 3d8. I'm sorry, 3d8. I guess at my level. So, whoa, 18 damage.
All right, so 18 to this guard. Do they? I guess since it's a cantrip, they probably don't take half on a save, right? I'm guessing.
Fills a 5-foot cube. Any creature in
Okay.
bonfire space.
So basically the guy right in the middle of the fire, he took 18, but the other guard and Pounder sort of his horse rears back. You can't even see the horse yet, but it's there.
But I think unlike bonfire, this actually is a bonfire. Unlike fireball, this is like a bonfire, right?
Yeah,
It's
this
gonna
now
stay
stays there. Exactly.
Yeah.
No, everybody, the soldiers are yelling. The ones in pain who are still alive are like cursing. These guys are all sort of like, the horses are whinnying. But they're surprised, so it continues. Finric, you're up.
I have just a quick point of order.
Lily,
question.
you're on deck. Lily's up here.
The enlarge spell and how it
Go on.
how it enlarges your weapons and your and attacks deal an extra 1d4 damage. Does unarmed strike count as that, or is it only like physical?
He wants to know if everything gets enlarged.
Your fist can do an extra d4. That sounds great.
Wink, wink.
It's like that
Oh.
Foo Fighters song, right, with the big hand. It's like the.
All right, yeah.
Yeah,
All right,
that sounds like in the spirit of the spell. I like that.
So I mean, you guys seem to be doing really well. So I'm just gonna sit back and eat a croissant.
Wait, when?
All right. Oh man, how do I represent this? I give you longer legs.
Oh, can you put him even on top of another brick?
A second pair of legs.
Oh, I'll put him on a brick. I like that idea. All right. Well, I figure out how to do that. Lily, what are you doing?
Well, How close is Lily? Because she's trying to stay, or I mean, she probably wasn't like on top of them. She was probably still just trying to keep her distance. I don't know if she would be within melee range at this point.
No, probably not. I mean, how far back in feet do you want to be, basically? That's up to you.
Well, if I am 120 feet away, I could use my firebolt.
You could definitely be 120 feet away.
Okay.
We'll do this. You're up on a... Yeah, Talon, you shoot at the bonfire, you throw back your hood, you shoot at the bonfire, you like look over to Finric to see what he's doing, and he's like chowing down on this croissant. You're just like, what the fuck, man?
I think I'm gonna still try to stay somewhat in the woods, so I'm not like just out in the open on the road.
Okay. All right.
And
so
I'm going to use firebolt.
Okay.
And I think that's just a single firebolt, right? It's not like magic missiles.
Correct.
Okay. So then, I don't really want the wrath of Pounder because I've been following them for a long time. And I don't know if it was from his horse or if he was pounding some kind of hot dogs, but it was not pleasant.
Little
He's gotta keep
column.
And the worst thing he could do is be too close to me. So
You're igniting that smell. That
yeah. Oh, maybe. Okay. So I guess I'm gonna go after him because isn't that ultimately who we're trying to get rid of?
Yeah.
And I'm probably gonna miss.
that's the spirit.
Well, because I haven't had a lot of luck with my firebolts in the past. But here we go.
All right.
Firebolt thing. And I got a nat 1. +6.
I believe you have
Wait,
advantage.
are we at advantage because we're surprise attacking?
Yeah, you have advantage.
Oh, I have advantage because we're surprise attacking.
Woohoo!
You go
Better.
in that one.
21. 21 this time.
Much better.
21 hits.
All right, well, that's good. So at least his armor class is less than 21. All right, so he takes, holy smokes, 20 damage. I rolled
Whoa!
2 10s.
Nice.
Wow.
All right. You just you've been firing them all day, just like sort of like building up this rage inside you, like thinking of the refugees, thinking of all the horrible things these people probably have done, and you just and it knocks him in the back. He lets out this guttural ah.
Oh, he's
All right.
gonna love that.
I know, that's why I didn't really want to go after him, but gotta start chopping away, right? If
Mr.
I die,
Bones.
please bring me back.
Mr. Bones is up. Paelias is on deck.
Mr. Bones. Let's see. Who's the snake's kind of pointed at someone there, right? And Mr. Bones is kind of near it.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Bones is over here.
All right, and he's also close to right in the front is one of the big guys, right?
Yeah, the Shadow
Yeah.
Monk.
I don't know if Mr. Bones wants to go out while that guy is so close.
And he's still on his horse. If you remember how much trouble you guys had with the horses last time, but
Yeah.
You can always try grappling him.
Mr. Bones is not going for the big guy. He's going for that red guy the snake is looking at. That red bingo chip.
okay, go, Mr. Bones.
He's gonna come running out and go. "Roar."
He gets advantage.
Oh, he does. Nice.
Actually, no, the guy would see him coming if he's running out. So yeah, no.
Mr. Bones doesn't need it. Does a 10 hit?
10 does not hit.
Mr. Bones slinks back into the woods.
If he slinks back, he's going to incur it. Oh, no, actually, he won't because they're so surprised they can't even take reactions this round.
All right, he
so
slinks back.
He slinks back. Okay.
He's still. I'm so proud of him.
He's like, my bad.
Kidding. Just kidding.
Come on, bogus baby. What's going on here? All right. Paelias, you're up. What are you doing?
I'm gonna focus that camera. Nice. And for my bonus action, I'm going to hold person.
Wait, your bonus action? No.
He's using his
No.
bonus action first.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. It's my action. Okay. So hold
action is
person.
hold person on Cyrus the Shadow,
Second level on the front guy.
and I make a Wisdom save, I believe.
Yeah, wisdom save.
Oh, does a 6 save?
No, it does not. You consider yourself held.
Hold on one
How
second.
long is the hold?
It's I don't know. I never
One
succeeded. On a success, the spell ends on a target at the end of each. Oh no, he has to keep making wisdom saving throws.
All right, so he is
That's
Paralyzed
awesome.
for the duration.
he is held.
Oh, the duration is up to 1 minute,
Is it?
and it is
what
concentration.
What does it do? It's restrained, or
Yeah, he must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or be paralyzed for the duration. At the end of each, paralyzed. Yeah.
That's awesome.
All right.
Yeah. So is he paralyzed, or is he paralyzed on the horse? Like the horse can still move, or is the whole thing paralyzed?
Yeah, the horse can still move, but he is paralyzed.
That's awesome.
So maybe the horse just keeps walking.
Or knocks him off if he just got this fire.
Actually, yeah. I think the horse would be freaked the heck out.
So
Yeah.
paralyzed person is incapacitated, i.e., can't take actions or reactions. Automatically fails strength or dexterity throws. Attack rolls have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
Nice.
Melee.
All
What's
right.
that?
Any bonus action?
So how
I
does
don't.
bonus action? Oh, how do bonus actions work just in general? I've never used them in 5e. I don't.
Yeah. So every turn, you get movement, you get an action, and you get a bonus action. And then you also have a reaction that can be used anytime, but you only get one until your next turn, in which case you get the reaction back. So there are some spells that have a casting time of BA, which is bonus action.
Yeah, I've got one of those, but I would have had to say that during my turn.
What did you do? You did a cantrip.
Uh-huh.
So if totally fine. If you want to do a bonus action spell on your turn, we can do that.
Cool. Then
Basically,
I'll do.
You can only use one spell slot. So if your main action uses a spell slot, then your bonus action can't. But since you did a cantrip as your main action, you could cast the spell as your bonus action.
Actually, I'm not going to do that because I think I'd have to maintain concentration. Or wait, when it says concentration, do I have to maintain that for the length of the spell, or do I just need to concentrate while I'm casting it?
If create
No, you have
bonfire is concentration, then you
No.
are. What's that?
Great bonfire. It is concentration. Yeah.
Okay, so you have to concentrate on keeping that bonfire there. So you can
Oh.
cast other spells, but you can't cast other concentration spells.
Okay, got it. Okay, then never mind. I'm good.
Yeah. The second you cast another... So actually, I'm going to put this concentration ring on you so we remember you're concentrating on create bonfire.
I'm concentrating too.
Okay. What are you concentrating on?
The paralyzation. Yeah.
And Pounder is constipated. Does he need a ring?
Wait, what?
Pounder is constipated.
No, that's
Does he
not...
need a
no.
ring?
No, I don't have a ring for
This
that.
is a weird side story.
Don't have a ring for that, sorry.
That's why he
Uh,
wanted to be in the back. Lily knows these things.
All right. Yeah,
All of
Cyrus...
3.5 hours.
Cyrus is caught off guard and quite pissed about it. Snake, you're up, Snake. What are you going to do?
Snake's gonna bite. Is he within? So he gets critical if he's within what range?
5 feet.
If the snake would basically like climb up the horse and bite him, I guess.
Yeah.
Sure.
Or
that sounds
if the snake is in a tree, can he just drop down?
I didn't really do the tree thing.
Can you throw the snake? Oh, but that's a snake's movement.
The snake can get up in the horse. He's got
Yeah,
nothing.
he slithers. He slithers.
Already on that horse.
So yeah, he's gonna bite. So I gotta roll for my hit.
Yes.
I always forget what the snake adds. 4, I
Got
think.
something.
2 attacks.
Wait, hold on. I've got Paelias' python right here.
I thought you might.
Uh,
All right, giant constrictor, armor class 12. Actions is +6 to hit for a bite.
Nice. +6.
Plus it's critical, right? Because he's held.
Mm.
And you have
Is
advantage.
it also, and I get advantage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's that one, or there's this one. I'll go with that one. So that's 15.
15 to hit. So
Right.
the snake, like, sort of like, does its best to slither up the horse and like dig its teeth in, but the horse sort of moves a little, and it does not hit, unfortunately.
Bummer.
Yeah, I figured they're going to be bigger than
Guys, sneaky.
plus.
Maybe I should have tried to bite the horse to make him like knee him.
Yeah.
Or knock him off.
Right.
Yeah. So even with advantage, yeah. No, sorry. Almost got his leg, but the horse moved a little bit and he got away.
Got it.
All right. What did you guys tell the villagers to do the first round? I'm going to assume that
Keep
you
going.
Do they have only melee weapons or do they have ranged weapons?
They only have melee weapons.
I mean, we would have told them to go after guards, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
so the
like
one,
whatever guards are near them.
Kind of.
Oh, the ones with us? Oh, yeah.
All right. So they're going to charge in. They're going
Yeah,
to
go
attack.
villager.
They're going to attack that red one together.
That guy's tough. Be careful.
That is a miss. Would they
Don't
be
they have
smart-
advantage?
Did you teach them to flank?
No, but don't they have advantage for the surprise?
Well, not if they're
Yeah.
like running up. You know, if they were attacking ranged, I would say, but if they're like running up toward them,
Okay.
then. However, one of them did get a crit, and with advantage because they're flanking, they both hit. So there you go. I need to get their done. 6 plus 7, 10, 11. Red guy goes down.
Nice. One less.
These guys are gonna pick purple guy because he seems scared. They can't flank though, so well, that's gonna hit. That will not hit. So they do a little bit of damage. They do 2 damage to this guy. Not as good as their teammates over there, but it's not nothing. Although they are now out in the thick of it. Okay, so that concludes the surprise round. Twizzard, you're up again. What are you doing, buddy?
It's too bad those villagers ran in there on that side. I think I might just throw another fireball down there.
Okay.
We're not really good friends with those villagers, right?
But you can still
Yeah,
do
lob it farther back.
Further back.
Okay.
Yeah, so let's do this. Let's say that these guys have sort of actually the guards. Well, no, they didn't have a chance. That's interesting. Hold on a second. Let's get this snake in here. Looks pretty good there. Snake right there.
Ah.
All right, there's the horse right on the end there. All right, where do you want this fireball?
I guess towards the end. Yeah, I'll try not to hit the villagers. Oh boy, it's big. Is it that whole circle or just the red ring?
It's the whole circle.
Okay. All right. Well, no one minds.
And
getting
are
hit.
we really that close to the road, or are we just?
I feel like I had
that's
said
the
that I was
battlefield.
going to be.
More
Back.
than 10 feet back.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like we both were. Yeah, so I think we're back a little.
Okay. Yeah.
But you could still center it a little bit further up the hill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
as
like
long
that.
as Lily's out.
That looks good. So
Yeah,
it's
tasty.
a cold, rainy day. So
All right, so everybody but the red guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, all out.
Fireball.
Sounds good. Roll that damage.
all right, here we go. You do one less, 4th level. Okay, so here we go. I'm on all 6s. 31.
Did you fireball again? I missed it.
Yeah.
Nice.
So now 15 is the half point, the half mark for. They still have to have a 16 dex save throw.
That is correct.
16 dex save. 16 dex save. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of them passed.
Whoa.
But they'll still take 16 or 15 damage.
Those are sneaky guys
And-
at the end.
Actually, I'm sorry, 12 because Pounder has a higher dex. So, and sorry, what was the damage?
31.
31 for full and 15 for half.
All right, so we need to
Was
leave
really close to
11
32.
of these guys. That guy's just dead outright because even if he took half. All right, so let's say these guys are just outright dead. I guess the bonfire is still there. All the bonfire was sort of engulfed in the fireball for a moment. And I'm sorry, what was the 31? So
15
they all
be the
take
halfers.
15.
And that includes Pounder, right?
That includes
Bob Pounder's horse.
Pounder and
Oh
Pounder's
yeah, Pounder's horse.
Yeah. Not gonna make that horse happy.
Ooh.
All right, let's see if he can stay on his horse. He can. He controls it very well, but the horse does take it.
That's an impressive horse.
Oh my gosh! All right. Twizzard, are you doing anything else? Talon is on deck, so Talon. While I write 15 and all of these things, you decide what you want to do, Talon.
Yeah, I'm not doing anything else. I'm gonna high five myself and slink back into the woods.
Yeah, good job.
So I stroke my beard and then I conjure up 15 or 8 blink dogs, and set them upon. I basically tell them, we give them verbal commands. So like we tell them to basically take out all of the soldiers.
All right.
And I've got them loaded up here, and I actually rolled for each of their hit points in advance just in case this might happen.
Nice.
Oh, look at you with your unique hit points. Here are your blink dogs.
Ooh, are they like little glass gems?
Do you want them sort of evenly distributed on either side?
Yeah, I guess they since they can teleport, they can like go anywhere, right?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I think I just have them like surround, like come from all sides at once, essentially.
Okay.
Like basically swarm in.
All right, we'll put 4 on this side, 4 on this side. And I'm sorry, what's their initiative?
There, do I need to roll that, right?
Yes.
All right, so 18. Woo!
Okay.
And then
Do they get to do something? No, I guess they just come in on your turn and then they'll act on. Okay. All
so
right.
it says the dog magically teleports along with any equipment it's wearing up to 40 feet on unoccupied space. Can see before or after teleporting. Before or after, it can make 1 bite attack.
Okay. Technically, though, we are past their point in initiative, so they'll go at the top of the round, basically.
Okay.
All right.
Can you use arrows, or you can only do a spell?
The
I think I can only do
bonfire,
a spell this round.
bonfire disappears.
But if anything caught on fire, it'd still be on fire from the bonfire. So like,
The spot of grease that Twizzard left earlier is now. No. All right. Finric. An enlarged Finric. Talon, you notice him finish off the croissant, and he sort of like shakes a little and then grows up to double his size.
All right.
He's only about 4 feet.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna run up to. How far am I away from Pounder?
Oh, from Pounder, I'd say maybe 10 feet of difficult terrain and then another 5-10 feet.
Excellent. Cool. I'm gonna run up to Pounder, and how do I do this? Do I just grapple him to grab him off the horse?
You're trying to throw him off the horse?
Yeah.
Yes. Give me. It would be athletics for you, and strength or acrobatics for him.
One sec. Next. And then, real quick, I have advantage on strength checks. Is an athletics check considered that, or is it?
It is. It
Okay.
is. Yeah, because you're in biggened.
Yeah.
He's bigly now.
Yeah.
14.
All right. So you go up and try to grab him, and in your large state, you're just like, this will be easy. You go to grab him, and he sort of like breaks free of your arms and looks at you. You're basically at, because you're like, what are you normally, 4 foot?
He's like,
3
yes,
and change, I think.
3 and
he'd
change.
be about 8 feet now.
Yeah, so you're not quite eye level to him actually. And he sort of looks over at you and he's like, "What is joke? This joke?" And he's yeah. Okay, there it is.
All right. Let's see.
Knock him in the teeth.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually, I'm gonna unarmed strike him. Right, still on the horse.
All right. Go for it.
And that's a 25 to hit.
That hits.
And then really 6 damage.
6 damage. All right. I mean, that's something.
That's
he's
how it
taken-
starts.
He's taken
Everyone
fun
knows.
so far.
Yeah. So then we'll just have to flurry of blows that.
All right.
I'm gonna hit him a couple more times. 18 to hit
18 hits.
and 19 hits then.
Yep.
So then we've got
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're not at disadvantage, even though he's on his horse, because you're big.
gotcha. So then we've got 13 damage
Okay.
Nice.
and for 8 damage.
So
That's
another
good.
21. All right, he's taken 63. All right. All right. The guards are now up. They are sort of taking stock of what the heck just happened to them. These two are going to go against Finric. These are going to go against these dogs that have just teleported in. These are going to go against these villagers. Villagers. Yeah, these guys are going to focus on these dogs. I'll double team this dog.
Oh,
All right.
I'm sorry, Shawn.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
We didn't do extract aspects on the dude.
I was gonna say, are you gonna
All
extract it?
All right.
That- Cool.
Extract aspects. He has resistance to cold damage.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's what he's got.
It's good to know.
But not
Mm.
But
Don't
not
freeze
heat. You can't stand the heat. Get out of the kitchen.
Good thing we use fire.
Good thing we didn't use ice ball.
I will not shoot him an icy gaze.
It'll just be a regular gaze.
Make no battery.
All right. So that's gonna hit. That is not gonna hit. No, that is gonna hit. All right. So those two hit. What's the Blink Dog's AC?
Blink Dog's AC is
13.
13.
13. Okay. All right. Hold on a second. All right. Erin, could I trouble you to keep track of the villagers' health?
Sure. I'm gonna call them villagers A, B, C,
Well,
and
we've got
D.
actually, yeah, let's say Black Pawn and Garriott both take 3. All right, and then Blink Dogs. So we're gonna go. Wow, that both misses. Okay, that hits. Does not hit. That hits. All right, so this Blink Dog takes nothing. This Blink Dog takes 6.
Okay.
I don't know how you can.
I'm just going across.
I've
One,
got
two,
the blink
three.
dogs all on like a piece of paper here. So,
Okay. All right. Never mind. Merrick's got the Blink Dogs.
Blink dog.
This Blink Dog is gonna suffer some attacks.
That blink dog had roast beef.
You said it was 13. Was their AC?
Yeah.
All right. So that one's gonna take 6 as well.
Okay.
And that one is a crit. So and that's a hit. So this one takes 6 as well too.
Okay.
No, sorry, 9. This one takes 9.
Ooh. Okay. For
Okay.
pupper.
Now Finric.
Mhm.
Attack's coming at you.
Uh-oh.
We got 23 to hit,
Oh, yeah.
7 to hit,
Nope.
13 to hit,
Nope.
and a 21 to hit.
That one hits.
So 6 slashing to you.
Mhm.
All right. Blink Dog's down here. That hits. That does not. That does. That does. So 3 and 6 for these 2 Blink Dogs.
Okay.
1 hit to the villager. 3 to what was her name? What was her name? I wish she deserves a name. Tanai. Tanai takes 3. And Red Pawn takes 3. And Blink Dog. This Blink Dog takes 3. And other Blink Dog takes 6. Woo!
So every blink dog was hit by 1. But 1.
No, not the first one.
Yeah, not the first one.
Oh,
Everyone
right.
except for the first. Yeah.
How much was the 5th and 6th, the ones that were closest to Finric? How much did they hit?
They both got 3 damage. I
3 and
think.
6.
Oh, 3 and 6. Okay, so 6 on the red. Still up, but definitely no, not bloody yet. Actually, they're okay. They have 18 hit points each. Lily, you are up. Bones is on deck.
Okay, so Lily is going. So she's pretty certain that Pounder is a big dummy, and because she has been following him, and she's like, I don't think this guy is super smart. So she's going to actually use Tasha's Mind Whip
All right.
to try to deal him some psychic damage.
Yeah.
On a failed save, the target takes 3d6 psychic damage, and it can't take a reaction until the end of its next turn. Moreover, on its next turn, it must choose whether it gets a move, an action, or a bonus action. It only gets one of those
Okay.
3.
Love it.
All right, and then
Nice.
on a successful save, the target takes half and suffers none of the other effects. So you have to save intelligence.
Instead of 13.
13
Per chance.
per chance.
Intelligence save 13. My intelligence of -1. I get a 10. 11 minus 1.
You were right about him not being very smart.
All right, so casting that, and so here comes the damage. Ooh, 12. 12 psychic damage. So now he cannot take any reaction until the next round, or after his turn, the next round. And he can only choose one thing to do during his turn: move, action, or bonus action.
Unbelievable.
Wow, that was a good spell.
Good stuff.
All right. Well, it is now his turn. Sorry, Bones is on deck after him. And he will choose his bonus action. And you see, Finric, you're up close and personal. You see him just sort of like... he gets like... He just... Rage fills him. And you see sort of like the veins pop out as he just like does one huge flex. And his hand... The knuckles crack on the great axe as he just gets super pissed off that this has happened to him. But that's all he can do. Bonus attack to rage. Unbelievable. It's worth it though. All right. That's his turn. He just turns and looks and glares at you, Finric, because he probably thinks that you're the one doing this to him. Now, Mr. Bones is up. Paelias is on deck.
Half-giant.
Is that monk on a horse? Is he still stuck? Like he's still incapacitated, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, whole
so Mr.
person
Bones
is still
gonna,
active.
He's gonna make his move. He feels it's safe. All right. So he's gonna come charging out of the woods, and he's gonna attack the guy on the horse.
Mr. Bones.
Bones.
So if he's
That's
attacking the guy on
11.
the horse, he's attacking at disadvantage.
But isn't he
the guy's
attacking
held.
with advantage because the guy's held?
Yeah.
So then he's just attacking regular.
Good point.
So it doesn't matter. Mr. Bones got an 11.
Right, but does he have plus anything with his sword or anything? I mean,
Well, to attack, no.
okay. And the milk is plus
That's for his
4
health.
Health.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Mr. Bones, well,
Whiffs.
if he can do anything, he will slink back into the woods. But I think he's just gonna stand there looking confused.
We could probably scare some of the soldiers.
Yeah. Rawr.
Yeah, you can back away. He can't take a reaction because he's held. So
All right, he slowly backs away.
Bone by bone.
He's still not so good at this.
yeah, that's fair. All right, Paelias, you are up.
All right. I'm gonna throw a spear.
Oh, okay.
Nobody throws spears.
The first time you
Yeah.
ever throw a spear.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever thrown one before. I'm
Is this the
within
time to start?
20. What? Yeah, I'm aiming for his heart.
Yeah. Don't you think you'd rather use a spell?
He wants to use a spear.
Okay.
No, I
Spells can
have
hit the
to.
heart.
I have to do my spell for my bonus.
All right, so you throw a spear at Cyrus.
Yeah.
All right. With advantage.
Okay, so throwing now. Oh, that's a crit. 25.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So roll
critical
the
spear.
damage dice twice. So whatever it says for damage dice, you roll that twice.
You did hit
Is
him
it
in the
piercing or piercing? Why do I have two here?
One is if you are using it as a throwing, and one is if you're using it as
Like
a
a sticker.
handheld. But
Oh, I was using it as a throwing. So which one's that? 2d6?
Probably the higher one.
I think
Well,
the higher one is
what's
if
ranged?
you're two-handed. All right, I think the higher one is if you're using it two-handed.
That's what I would guess.
It's
I
probably
would
the
guess it's the
lower
lower one. Okay. So 2d6. So I roll twice?
Yeah, range is the 1d6 plus 1.
Yeah. So I roll twice?
So 2d6 plus 1.
Okay. So I got 7 plus 4 is 11.
All right, 11 damage to Cyrus.
Nice.
Okay. And then we use the bonus action for the spiritual weapon.
All right. attacking Cyrus.
Yes. Okay, so I haven't cast it yet. So let's see. We're gonna go pretty high here. Spiritual weapon's gonna go up to level.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go 4. Level 4. Okay. Let's see. And we just got 19.
19 hits.
Yeah. All right. Spiritual weapon coming at you. All right. It's 12.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
All right. All right. It is now. Is that your turn?
I think it's
Yeah,
Python's
that's-
turn.
Yeah, I think it's the snake's turn.
It's not actually. It's Cyrus's turn.
Oh,
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 okay.
Cyrus goes after Paelias.
He goes after Paelias, but before the snake.
he's gonna be angry.
He is going to try to break this hold, I guess.
Fail.
Did I-
Can he do?
Sorry, did I get something extra for him being held? I forgot. Was it
Well,
like
just an advantage, but you crit, so
It's,
I did it anyway? Okay.
well, it's
cool.
crit if it's in a melee attack, and neither of those was
Oh.
a melee attack.
Got it.
Well, I
I
guess
should've
the
made that.
spiritual weapon is a melee attack. Yeah, the spiritual weapon. Roll the damage die for the spiritual weapon and add that. Roll it
So
one
I
more time.
get. Okay, so I get one more. Okay.
It's as
So
if
spiritual
the-
weapon, another one gets you. Oh wait, that was the wrong level. Sorry. What level did I do? I did level 4. Spiritual weapon, level 4. This one. 15.
Woo!
15
Wow,
extra.
that was a better one.
Wait, with one die?
Yeah, nice. No, it's 2d8 plus 3.
Oh, all right.
Level 3. Or level 4, I mean.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, be a little more spiritual.
I believe. What is this thing called? So, whole person is not charming him, is it?
I don't think so.
Huh. Stillness of mind, not going to help him. All right, he's just doing a wisdom save. Wisdom save. Bless it. 9.
Nope. Still
Unbelievable.
paralyzed.
Boom!
Nice.
Unbelievable.
Nice.
the longer we can get them to not hurt us,
Yeah,
Right?
totally.
the
Yeah.
better off we'll be.
Yeah, that's his turn. All right.
Sweet.
Snake is up. The villagers are on
Snakey.
deck.
All right, Snake's gonna bite the horse this time. I wanna get him off this horse.
All right.
Do I still roll an attack? You have a thing for a
Yep.
horse?
Yep.
Tell me again, Erin. +4?
No, it's +6 to your attack.
+6, cool. All right, that makes 12.
12 hits.
All right. Okay, so yeah,
Not a
I do
lot.
damage now.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
your damage should be 2d6 + 4.
2d6 + 4. Okay. I'll do it this way.
All right, so the snake curls around the horse, bites into
Right
it,
in
and
the
the horse
neck. Right at the jugular.
at the jugular.
13.
All right. 13 damage to the horse. And no, he shouldn't be able to, like, he's
How
being
could
held.
he?
I think he can't control the horse. I don't think animal handling even comes into this. I think he just gets thrown.
Nice.
Come
Is
Does
there
he
like a
get any blunt
Christopher
damage
Reeve
from
style
falling off
saving
the
throw?
horse?
Does he get any bludgeoning damage? Sure, he'll get some bludgeoning damage. He gets one bludgeoning damage.
Take
You
that.
He dies.
He's instantly
That would
bloody.
be epic.
Yeah.
He fell on somebody's
Snake
Home Alone trap.
If the horse fell on him.
And now he's prone, right?
Yeah, he is prone.
But we get advantage anyway because he can't do anything.
Paralyzed and prone.
All right.
I'll have the sneak grapple him next time. just to triple them up.
All right, I think the villagers are now up. The dogs are on deck. All right, villagers are going to go after their respective people. Make their natural one. Come on, villagers. Yeah, 12. Does a 12 hit? No. All right, those guys are going to attack.
To get fight with the village people.
That hits. That hits. That hits. That hits. Oh man, yeah. Yeah, that hits. So let's see, 14 plus 8, 22. This guy's still up, but he's barely up. Garia gets in a good swipe there. All right, top of the order, dogs. What are these blink dogs doing? They're still up. All of them are still up.
They're biting.
All right.
So they have efficiency bonus.
16. 16 is the armor class of the guards.
Okay. So they have a +2 proficiency bonus. Does that matter? +3 to hit. Maybe that was matters. +3
Yeah,
to hit.
hit.
+3 to hit.
Okay.
So you want to roll 13, basically. Anything 13 or above is going to hit. So let's do this one first.
Okay. So 14 hits.
Okay. Roll that damage.
Oh, right, damage.
Or do you you want to determine hits first, and we'll.
Yeah, let's do hits, and then how do you prefer to do it?
Yeah, let's do hits first. We'll do a round of hits.
Okay.
So this.
So
guy,
I
this
rolled a
guy's
2,
gonna...
so the second one misses.
Okay.
15.
That hits.
That's without the plus, so I guess that was an 8.
Yeah.
11 plus 3 is 14, so that hits.
14 does not hit. Their armor class is 16.
Oh, 16. Oh, okay.
Wait,
so
is the 14 before? What number are you giving me?
I rolled an 11.
All right. Yeah, you give me
So
the
I
number
got it.
after the +3.
14.
Yeah, that doesn't hit. Okay, so we got 2 hits on this side.
4 does not hit.
Nope.
2 does not hit. Time to pick a different dice. That one's not rolling good. 14.
No. Yeah, they have it.
That is a 22.
All right, that definitely
22.
hits. All right, so let's roll those damages then for those 3.
Yeah, so first one is 6 points of damage.
Okay. What's the next one?
Next one, also 6 points of damage. Oh, and 2 points of damage left.
This guard he dodged the fireball, or he wasn't hit at all by the fireball, and he just took 2 damage. That's the only damage. He's like the best looking guard out there. Okay, Twizzard, sorry, you're up. Talon is on deck. Twizzard's up, Talon's on deck.
All right. Not to make your life a little harder, Shawn, but sorry. I cast Dance Macabre.
Is that like Raise the Dead?
Yeah, it raises 5 of them.
Nice.
Okay, all right. We're gonna give you.
What have you in your pockets?
We're gonna give you red, I guess.
Red for dead.
Yeah.
Red for dead, and we'll.
Undead.
Red rum, red rum.
Daddy's not here, Mrs. Torrance. Oh, by the way, the blink dogs have +5 to stealth.
Oh,
You
maybe
probably
they
could have had them out.
Maybe they could
but-
have hidden.
Might have been distracted by Mr. Bones and all his bones they could bite.
It's true. He probably looks very tasty.
to a dog, for sure.
Bad dog. It's like in the Grateful Dead video where the dog steals the drummer's leg bone.
Never seen that video.
Oh, it's the
What's
the
going on?
gray I can't even think of the name of the song. I will get by, I will survive.
Yeah, I know the song.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah. The
Switching
video that they
markers.
had, they were all skeletons, and
Right.
at one point a dog comes in and it steals the drummer's leg bone, like shin bone.
Touch of Gray. Touch of Gray.
Touch of gray. I was
That's
like, I
it,
know it's had
yeah.
something with gray in it
Good one.
because they're getting old.
Yeah.
All right.
Unlike me, I'm still young in heart.
Oh, I was getting gray hairs at 16, so and I got a nice big white streak in my hair.
All right. So you raise 5 bodies. Where do you want them?
They could just be. What? I'm probably gonna send them after the monk.
Yeah, the
Okay.
prone monk. That would be awesome.
So if there's any crispy bodies,
Yeah.
crispy crews I can raise over there.
There's definitely crispy bodies there.
Flank
so,
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. They'll all get. I mean, he's incapacitated, paralyzed, prone. Yeah, but you still only get advantage once. So.
And he's a monk, so does he
Surrounded
wear
by a
armor, or
snake.
is his armor class based on dexterity?
Oh, that's interesting.
Wouldn't his armor class go way down? Because I mean, I don't know a lot. Isn't that right? Yeah, I'm crazy.
Yeah, it is based on dexterity.
It is
Yeah.
based on dexterity. So what does that mean? Does that mean his armor class goes down?
Can't move.
That's interesting. Well, you're probably gonna hit. Let's just roll. Yeah. let's-
Okay. But
No,
is
what do
it? But a monk can also wear. Sorry, I'm just looking at my
he's
own
not,
armor
he's not
class
wearing
rules.
armor.
Okay.
He's not wearing armor.
Yeah.
His armor class is not based on armor.
I think that's the end of my turn. All I can do is tell them that I want them to attack that guy. And then,
Oh, okay, they go on a separate initiative.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know. Yeah.
Well, why don't you?
Talon, you're on deck while we're figuring this out. Sorry, it's animate dead.
Dance macabre.
You can use a bonus action to mentally command the creatures to make.
We can read it.
Yeah. Okay.
That was weird. I had 2 music tracks playing. That was probably terrible. Dance macabre. What the what?
DANSE.
Danse.
It's
What,
very fancy.
really?
Stuff.
Danse.
Yeah.
European spelling.
Mm.
Wow. Threads of dark power leap from your fingers. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, are these zombies or skeletons?
Uh,
Do you want the difference between?
Crispy.
yeah, they're definitely crispy, whatever they are. They probably got maybe some meat left on them, maybe some
Yeah, they're like.
slaw.
Yeah, they're probably zombie. They're more zombie, I'd say.
sloppy joes.
All right, just getting the zombie things up. Armor class 8. Ooh, undead fortitude. If damage reduces the zombie to 0 hit points, it must make a Constitution saving throw with a DC of 5 plus the damage taken. Unless the damage is radiant or from a critical hit, on a success, the zombie drops to 1 hit point instead.
Hard to kill.
Its actions are slam, attack plus 3 to hit, 1d6 bludgeoning. plus
It doesn't say when they go, so let's just say they go now.
Okay. All right, then they're all going to attack that guy who can't defend himself.
Yeah, because it's your bonus action.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so
Sounds
then
good.
all 5 are going to roll to hit, right?
Yeah, basically roll 10 d20s and take the 5 best.
Oh, is it advantage?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Okay. Oh shoot, what have I done here?
Ooh. You definitely got one hit there. Why don't you re-roll 4 of them?
5, 2, 5.
Yeah, but you definitely got one.
7, 5.
Could crit.
Yeah.
Alright. Shoot.
Cyrus is so pissed.
Got undead. We got snakes.
He
we
could have
got
used deflect
dogs.
missiles when you threw that spear at him. It would have been awesome.
Deflect missiles.
He could have if he wasn't paralyzed.
Oh, he could have. Oh yeah.
Sorry. Technical difficulties. Okay.
No worries.
Darn it, can't read this. Okay, so one. All right, so 18, 14. What am I trying to get? 16?
Yeah.
Well,
Only-
let's say you're only trying to get 11.
Oh, okay, then a couple of them hit. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, all 5 hit then.
All right.
Yeah.
But no crits.
No crits, yeah, just regular sloppy Joe smacks. Okay.
So
Alright.
each one of them is a 1d6 plus 1.
1d6 plus 1. So I'm just going to roll 5 of them
5d6 plus 5.
and add 5. So I'm just roll 6 of them. No, I'll roll 5 and add 5. 'cause it's this one. All right, so 24. Sloppy damage.
24 sloppy damage. He is bloodied.
From his own men.
Nice.
Or
Zone
wounded.
dead man.
Mm-hmm.
What does bloodied mean?
Bloodied means...
Halfway damage.
Yep.
Okay.
Wow. Okay, so that was Twizzard. Any movement, Twizzard?
Oh, and I'm still hiding in the woods. No.
I
not
bet you
gonna-
are. All right, Talon, you're up.
All right, so I'm gonna attempt to sink 2 arrows from my longbow into the Goliath guy
All right.
who's on the horse. So +9. So I'm gonna roll this puppy. 18, 27. I think I hit.
27 hits.
And then the second one. Woohoo! Boom, boom.
Nice.
And then 1d8 plus 4 damage. 5. So 9 damage the first arrow,
That's piercing.
and 6 damage for the second arrow. So it's
All right,
15
you
damage
notice-
overall.
You notice that the... Notice that it doesn't do quite as much damage as you would have thought now that he's raging.
Hmm.
So sorry, what were the 2 damages?
9
It
and
was
6.
9 and 6, yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, and you're still concentrating on the blink dogs.
Yep.
And you're still in the forest, although, yeah, okay. All right, fair enough. Sorry, I should have said this. Finric, you're up. Guards are on deck then, Lily.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
You need another muff.
I'm gonna hit him again for sure. I'm trying to think if I'm gonna try to grapple him up and grab him off the horse again first.
Can you try that one stun person?
Ooh.
Sorry.
If you hit him, can't you do stun person?
For stunning strike.
Stunning strike? Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah. It's been a while since I've done that.
Yeah, there was a mummy involved for the last time, I think.
No, he definitely did it at the brawl at Lady Norfolk Leowin's house.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Let's do that. Let's give this a try. I'm just gonna let's just good call. I'm gonna hit him twice.
You can try.
I'm gonna try to hit him twice.
All right.
25
25 is going to hit.
and 17.
So So after the first hit, he is going to make a melee attack against you.
Okay.
Unless you
Well,
try to stun him with the first.
I was
hit.
gonna say on the first one I would. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, no, understood. So what does he have to do?
If it needs to pass a con saving throw, DC of 15.
DC 15 con saving throw.
Yeah.
Right. There's a +9 to this. So let's see how this works out.
Jeez.
Nat 1.
That one!
No!
Oh,
way!
wow.
What?
Nice.
He doesn't even get to retaliate. Right? Is he just stunned?
He's
I guess
got all
not.
that psychic damage going on.
Yeah, he's
He's messed up in the head right
He's got
now.
problems right now.
fireballs
You guys
and
are
dogs and
screwed.
undead things and snakes
Oh my
and
god.
a strange giant small man.
I got nothing. Yeah, I don't.
Arrows coming out of the woods.
These guys
Alright.
were not expecting any of this. They're very close.
Right.
All right, so it was 6. It was 6 damage.
And technically, he only gets one. He doesn't have a reaction, Shawn, because he's got Tasha's mind. Whip.
Oh, how long does that last?
Until the end of his turn. His turn is not until
right.
after me.
You're right. He couldn't have retaliated. You're right. All right, 6 damage.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to flurry of blows. A couple more hits.
And is he stunned now? So does that give you like advantage or something?
Well, I just got a nat 20. Come on.
God damn it.
And the other
Um,
one would be a 21.
The
Tell you what,
stunned.
I'm stunned.
The stunned. Yeah, he can't take actions or reactions. He can't move. Can only speak falteringly. Automatically fails strength and dexterity, and attack rolls have advantage. Yep.
Sounds like Mr. Bones.
All right. So how much damage is he taking now?
Okay, so sorry. On the crit, what do I do there?
Roll
Roll
any dice twice. Any dice you would normally roll them twice.
13 plus 4, so 17 on the first hit.
Unbelievable.
And then another 9 for the second non-crit hit.
All right, he's taking 102. He's definitely bloodied.
We should knock him off the horse now too.
I was thinking that if
It'd
I'd
be
only
really-
if I hadn't committed to the second hit,
Yeah, that's fine.
I could have grappled him off. Oh well.
We've got options.
Yeah.
Next
All
time
right.
we'll stun the
Is that your turn? Finric.
Okay. Yes.
And
Our
how long
humble
is he
DM.
stunned? Till the end of your next turn, isn't it?
Yes, he's stunned until it's the beginning.
All right, guards.
He's
No,
going off
sorry,
that
I'm
horse.
sorry. It's stunned until the end of my next turn.
Yeah, that's what I was afraid of. All right,
All right,
guards
so
are
I
going.
can still throw him off. Like,
Guards are going hot. Going against the Black Pawn villager.
Right.
Wow, really, guards? Really? You're gonna miss on both those. All right, going against Garriott. Holy nuts! Seriously?
They just
that
don't
one-
know what's
That one.
happening.
Yeah, I
that
mean,
one
like,
hits. No,
they've
hold
had
on,
a
that one
rough-
hits. That one hits. Okay, that's 7 damage to Garriott. How much is he taking?
10.
He's up by 1. No, he's up by 8. 8. Okay. All right. So then we're gonna go this blink dog.
Okay.
That is a hit, a 19 to hit, and that is a crit. All right. Now we're doing some damage. So 5 plus 6 plus 5
Whoa.
Down.
plus 2. I think this blink dog's dead.
Yeah, Blink Dog ceases to exist. Poof.
Good
All
dog.
right.
He was a
Right.
good boy.
He
I
was.
think he was a good boy.
He just wanted to chew on Mr. Bones. That's all. he
12. Does a 12 hit?
No.
Sorry, I forget what hits. 12.
wanted. Sorry, they are 13. Armor class 13.
All right, so those both miss. That hits. That misses. So we got a 4 to this blink dog here.
4 damage. Okay.
total from 4 attacks. Ridiculous. Miss, hit, hit, hit. 1, 2, 5 plus 4, 9 plus 2, 11, 13 damage to this guy.
I think
That
he's
dog ceases to exist. Poops out of existence.
All right. 14 to hit, 12 to hit. So 1 hit. There's only 3 damage to this guy.
Okay.
All right, Finric.
Hi.
18 to hit.
Yep.
13 to hit. Does a 13 hit?
Nope. No.
All right, so the 18 hits. 20 hits, and the 12 doesn't. So that's 2 hits to you. So that's 6 plus 3, 9 plus 4. 13 damage to Finric.
Okay.
Now we're moving on to this.
Yep.
It's a 13 to hit. It's a 4 damage to that blink dog. Next
Okay.
blink dog doesn't take anything. Tanai is going to take a hit and 2 hits. Tanai's going to take 2 hits for 13. 13 extra
that's 16
total.
hit.
All right, she's still got 2, so she's still up. Amazing. That hits. That does not. That. Red's going to take 8. Miss. Miss. Hit. 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 Miss. So 3 hits. 2, 8, 10, 16 to this blink dog.
That blink dog blinks out of existence.
All right. But that is all the guards. Lily, you are up.
All right. Well, then, I don't know if it would be wise of me to come out and start melee attacking, but I feel like that is where I can do
He's stunned.
a lot. I know that's just it. He's stunned, and so I could then, but I'm like 120.
Oh.
I mean, I'm outside of melee range, so I was 120 when I first got there, and then I probably moved up forward, so I would be the proper range for Tasha's mind thing,
Which is 90 feet.
which is 90 feet. So I probably was using my 30 feet of movement from 120
think that
to
makes sense.
90. So I'd probably use another 30 again, but I'm not going to be able to get up to melee range. So she's going to use magic missile,
All right.
and I think she will do that. Well, I'm not going to be altering myself anytime soon. And although Tasha's Mind Whip did help, right now he's stunned, so it seems like that's not really... No, but if I want to use it again later...
Pounder's on deck, but he's stunned, so Bones and Paelias are after that.
Yeah, I'm definitely doing magic missile. It's just... I'm probably not going to kill him with 4, so I'm just going to do it at level 1. So here comes 3 missiles at Pounder.
All right.
Come on.
So,
All right, so 3, 5, and 5 for a total of 13.
all right. He's taking 115. All right. Anything else?
I don't think I can do anything else. I'm not feather falling, so.
Is there anything he can do to get out of the stun, Finric, or no?
I mean, there's nothing special that's listed for it, so I guess
Yeah.
it would just be.
Yeah, I think he's just. Yeah. All right, Mr. Bones.
All right, Mr. Bones is standing near the other guy, the monk, right? So
Certainly could be.
Well, oh, that's where he's trying to be. So, all right, he's gonna come up and he's gonna swing his sword over its head and slam it down on this guy.
Nice.
That's the plan. He has advantage.
Yeah, because
You guys are prone.
Yeah, guys, prone.
All right,
And flanked
Fantastic.
and
all right. Here we go.
Flanked and
Surrounded by snakes.
18.
18. Does an 18 hit?
it sure does.
Oh,
Mr. Bones,
yeah, Mr. Bones.
All right, so that's a 1d6 plus 2. Where's my d6?
Never
Oh
should.
man, here we go.
4.
Total of 4 damage.
Nice.
It's just Mr. Bones.
4 he didn't have before.
Mr. Bones clunks him right on the noggin.
He uses the wrong end of the sword.
He hit him with the hilt.
It's all the same to him. He just doesn't understand.
He's having fun.
You're
He's
up.
having fun.
And does he
It's
slink away?
No, he's got confidence now, so he's gonna stand there. Foolishly.
All right,
It's my turn?
Yep.
So you said he's not wearing any armor, right?
Correct.
Okay. Just because if he had metal, I would do something different.
No, he depends on his monk agility.
Okay. I'm gonna do. Let's see. I guess I should have been looking. How about? How about a guiding bolt? Flash of light streaks toward the creature, range spell attack, radiant damage on a hit.
Now this will actually be, because he's prone, it would be disadvantage, but because he's stunned, it's advantage. So this will be a flat roll.
Wait, why would it be disadvantage because he's prone?
Because ranged attacks have disadvantage on prone people because they're harder to hit.
Oh. Maybe I should just go get him then, huh?
Up to you.
I'll.
I mean, you will still crit if you attack the
Hit
male.
him.
If I hit him, all right, I'll just do it. Yeah, I'll just take the flat. So guiding bolt level 4.
Oh my god! I just realized that every single one of those zombie hits should have been a crit.
Well, it was a total of 24.
So
Do you want to
48.
just double that?
Well, were there any pluses to that though? You wouldn't double the plus.
It was plus 4. Okay, so it was 19 plus 5.
So
So
an
another-
extra 19.
So
Another
19 plus
19.
19?
All right.
So
Okay,
I got a 15. Is it 15 hit?
sorry. What is it? Are you running up to it? What are you doing?
No, it's a ranged attack of 15.
We're saying it hits because his armor class is based on his dex. I'm subtracting the dex. So yes, that would hit.
Okay, cool. So we do a 76 radiant damage. And here it comes. 29
29 radiant damage.
radiant damage.
All right.
That was pretty good.
Yeah. Nice. All right, and then let's do our bonus attack. Take our spiritual weapon and hit him again.
Actually, his body seems to be unconscious.
Dibs.
Oh, wait. Did we just?
You just
Finish
killed
it?
Cyrus.
Woo!
All right.
Don't stop hitting him.
Cool. Yeah. I mean, all right. Well, I guess I can hit somebody else then. Yeah. Well, there you
Didn't
go.
even get an attack.
What's that?
You
Why did
didn't
I
even
make?
get
Why
the
did I
attack.
make this? Why did I make this sheet?
We
So
need
that you
a
can-
Literally
number
didn't
of
mean
hit
to
points.
attack.
Oh, I'm sorry, Shawn.
Does my paralyzation transfer to someone else now? Is it go to his next of kin?
No, good point. You are no longer concentrating on hold potion.
All right, cool. Yeah, I never even got I don't think he ever saw me. The spear came out of nowhere. He had this spectral weapon hit him a couple times. The snake just appeared.
bunch of zombies, a big
It was a
skeleton.
tough day.
What the hell?
It was a tough day for that guy.
Did not think I was just gonna die. All right, so I guess I'll have my spiritual weapon hit one of these guards then, or one of these, things.
Sure, yeah. Guards it up.
This 14's right near me. How about that? Or 22? Want to do 22?
Whichever one you want.
Yeah, sure. 22 is fine. All right,
Alright.
let's spiritual weapon that guy. What did I make him, a 5 or a 4? I think I made him a 4. Yeah, 4. Okay, so let's do that. That should be good. That's 25.
That's good.
So it's going to be 15 damage.
Woo! The thing always packs a wallop.
MVP.
Woohoo!
Fireballs. Fireballs are pretty MVP.
Yeah, fireballs are.
Yeah.
Fireballs literally took out like 30 or probably like 60% of the troops.
Their one weakness, fireballs. All right. Cyrus would be up, but he's dead. So the snake is up.
Oh, the snake attacked something. What's the closest one to him? The 14?
Probably, yeah. Or this 14. Either 14.
Yeah, that one.
Green 14.
Yeah, let's bite it. Let's 6. Let's see here. All right, we got a 10.
10 does not hit. He
All right.
bats it away with his shield. All right.
Villagers up.
Villagers up. Yep, I guess they're just going for the ones in front of them. Yeah. That is a miss. Ooh, that is a crit. Good job, Red Pawn. Good job, Red Pawn. Oh, Red Pawn. 12 damage. Red Pawn just annihilates this dude.
Maybe it should be Red Dawn.
Ooh.
And then they're both going to attack the 14. Miss. Is that a hit? Nope, that's a miss. They both miss. That's okay. They're doing great. All right, Blink Dogs. And then Twizzard's on deck.
All right, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Blink Dogs left. All right, so we'll roll. First one. 14, so that does not hit, right?
Correct.
Second one does not hit. Come on, Blink Dogs. Third one. 20 hits.
All right, so this one here.
Yeah. And so should we just do? Okay, we'll do the next one.
Yeah, sure.
That is a 17, so that hits. And then the last one is 10, does not hit. Okay, so 2 of them hit.
2 hits.
So the first one does 4 to. Wait, what was it?
It
Does-
should be 1d6 plus 1.
Yeah, so 3 damage. 3 damage. And the second one does 3 damage.
Okay.
I mean, really, those blink dogs are kind of like distractions.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, without the Blink Dogs, the
Villagers
guards would have been
dead.
swarming trying to find the people in the woods
Yeah.
and breaking their concentration. So, yeah, the Blink Dogs are pretty good, actually.
And could Talon technically redo that spell to get 8 fresh blink dogs?
Yeah. Assuming he has the spell
There you go.
slots for it. All right.
It's just well, how does that work? Can they
Those would
attack the same
disappear.
action that they're, or same round that they're generated?
Depends on their initiative.
Depends on their initiative.
Right.
But yes, I mean, yes. Twizzard. Talon's on deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna trot over to that closest blue guy there,
Okay.
and
Oh, what about the zombies? Oh, they go after.
The zombies are his bonus action.
yeah,
Ah, okay.
Are you keeping concentration on zombies?
Yes, that is concentration. So does that mean I can't really cast anything as my primary action?
Oh, you could do magic missiles, I think.
You just
You
can't
just
cast.
can't do a concentration spell. Yeah.
Thank you. Darn it, that's what I was gonna do.
So maybe you don't want to hustle on over.
Maybe I don't want to hustle. All right, maybe okay. I didn't hustle so far. I just kind of took a step forward. All right, and I don't know why I did that. All right,
Because he could.
because I could, yes. All right, so how far does magic missile go?
120 feet.
All right, so I could hit that guy. What's his name? Pounder, all the way down there with magic missile, right? So I'm gonna shoot him
All right.
right in the pounder. Okay. So I've got 4th level magic missile. So that's was it 6 of these things?
And he's
So
stunned.
it's 3 plus
Uh,
plus 3. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'll have a total of 6
plus
missiles.
1. Okay, plus 6. Oh, good. So we got 1 damage so far.
2
Let's see. That's 2.
plus 4.
Thanks. 3 of them. Okay, halfway there. 4. Add them up. Okay. And 5. And last one here. Here we go. Yep. All right. What's that?
Plus 2. So 6
Well,
and
1
6
minute.
is 12. 12 and 5 is 17.
Yeah. Okay. 7 is. Oh, is that plus 6? Oh, 23?
I already added.
Oh, 17. 17 damage.
All right. All right. Yeah, he looks like he takes the full brunt of that.
Sweet.
Talon,
Oh,
you're
this
up.
guy is
Oh,
like.
do my zombies go?
Oh yeah, your zombies go. Sorry.
Right. That's right. So that the rotting rat pack is gonna slowly move down and take out some of the guards that are left over. Or
How would you
yeah.
like to beat them up?
So they'll head towards the guys I was going to attack. The blue chips up top.
Well, one of them should definitely stay at the yellow one, right?
Yeah.
To attack him.
Okay, I guess. All right. All right. Well. yeah.
Because I'm sure their shambling speed is not that much. They probably can't traverse that
Okay,
far.
so those top 3 can go to the blue blob that one is closest to.
Speed is 20 feet per round.
Yeah, they'll make
Oh,
it there.
okay. So let's see. So they were all around this guy.
Okay, so they might not make it.
So where do you want them to go?
I wanted to send them to the blue blob that's a little bit over. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that guy.
How many?
3 of them.
You could get 2 of them over there.
Okay, 2's fine. And then they were gonna hit that blue guy, and then the one will hit the yellow, and those 2 will hit that green.
Okay.
I think that's confusing as
All right.
possible.
Roll for the yellow first, I guess.
What am I hitting with? Oh, just this. So I need no more advantage, right?
Correct. Well, no, this one's
Oh, are they
flanked.
flanking?
Yeah, this one's flanked.
Wait. So are these just regular rolls though?
This guy
Two of
will
them
get
will be-
advantage.
Okay, so for that guy, I'll roll twice then. Okay, so he got does a 14 hit?
No.
Okay, so he's just sitting there. All right, so then for the blue guy, it's 2 of them as well.
18.
18. 18 hit?
18 hits. But that wasn't at advantage, though.
No, but that only one of them hit him.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah. The other guy had missed. And so do his damage, I guess, which was
1d6 plus 1.
And so he does total of 6 damage.
Cool. Takes him out.
Yeah!
Nice.
And then you've got the green guy.
Alright, so those 2 clowns on the bottom, they both take swipes at that guy. And what happened there?
I know, that looks like a 19, but they're saying it's a 3.
That's messed up. And neither of them hit. In fact, they completely whiffed. Okay.
All right.
And that's the end of them.
All right. In that case, now I think it's Talon's turn.
All right. I keep firing. I'm like a very boring person at this point. I'm like, my dogs are attacking and I'm shooting arrows. So I'm going to aim for the Goliath guy.
Yep.
First roll, 17 is stunned, right? Oh, so that means I had advantage, so I roll twice?
Yeah.
Okay. Did 17 hit, though? Does it?
Yes.
They need to roll it?
17.
Oh, okay.
But you could crit.
So, yeah, so, okay. So, second one was 22, and then, so I should roll 4 times then. All right, in case I crit.
Just in case you crit. Yeah.
And that was that a crit? I think it is. If it says B
20
on the
plus
dice.
9? Yeah.
Woohoo! I crit. All right. So one attack was normal and one was critical, right?
Sounds like it.
So first one did 17 damage.
Okay.
Oh, that's the crit. That's why. I was like, what is it doing? And the second one did 8 damage.
25 total.
It's 25 total.
25 total.
Some good shooting.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
is some good
Nice.
shooting.
You got him right in both eyes.
Yeah.
All right. He is barely staying in the saddle. All right. Finric.
All right.
He's still stunned. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
Barely staying in the saddle.
Barely staying in the saddle.
Punch him in the face.
Like,
I'm gonna punch him in the
barely
face.
staying
Punch him in the neck.
Yeah.
All right. So that first hit was just an 11, so I don't think that's gonna do much.
But you have advantage, right? Because he's stunned.
Is that true?
Yes.
19.
Hold on a second. Nineteen
Sorry.
hits.
19 hits. Okay. So that does jeepers. 13 damage.
All right. I forgot that piercing and bludgeoning damage is halved because he's raging. So
Oh.
he's still up.
Is he can he rage while he's stunned?
Yes.
Okay.
As long as he gets damaged every round, he's still raging.
All right. So I'm gonna hit him again then.
All right.
So 25 divided by 2.
Okay.
Divided by
16, 24.
24 hits.
7 more damage.
All right. Reduced by half. Still up.
Gonna flurry of blows this mofo.
Okay.
Nat 20.
That'll hit.
Yeah.
Well, the weather looks like flurries.
Sorry. Sticky dice. 19.
How do you want to do that?
Damn.
I mean, I've been angling to get this guy off the horse, so I
Yeah.
feel like this last
You
blow.
flip
is
him
just-
over
Yeah.
onto his back.
Is this going to be like high up on him, like kind of like use the center of gravity against him, and just like a lot of follow through, and just like as high up as I can go on him, and to make it and still make a solid follow through connection. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna barrel through.
Yeah, no, I say you pounder into the ground. You go up, you just sort of knock him, you follow through all the way down to the ground, bam, into the ground. And you see him, his eyes roll back in his head, and then they come open again, and he glares at you.
So I'm gonna hit him with that last flurry.
Oh wait! Oh my gosh! Okay, go for it.
The last strike of the flurry, rather.
All right.
17 and then 17.
17 hits.
Right.
Holy cow.
6.
That's amazing.
10.
Yeah, Finric is our damage dealer.
Yeah, he
10
gives it.
damage. All right, you see him go unconscious again. You gotta be kidding me. He's got a +9. He rolled a 2. He doesn't come back from this one. So he has something called Relentless Rage.
Mhm.
If he's raging and he drops to 0, he has a DC 10 con save, and he bops back with 1 life point.
Gotcha.
Every time you knock him down, it raises by 5. All he had to roll was a 6 or higher.
Damn.
This time he's dead.
All right.
All right.
Sorry, bud.
That's it for Pounder.
Yep.
Amazing.
Now we just got to get these guards.
Yeah. Mop up
Yeah,
time.
so the guards see their 2 captains go unconscious, and it is their turn right now. Unless you have another flurry of blows handy, or you go.
Just give me a minute or 6 seconds, I guess. I'll come up with it.
And they just start to run.
What that means we get attacks of opportunity.
Yeah, no, you
Ooh,
absolutely do.
that's
So, Finric, you'll get 2. Well, you only have 1 reaction, so you'll get 1 attack against one of these guys. But
Okay, yeah.
so let's do all these. So let's do these first, I guess. So one attack against one of these 15s.
Six. No, I can't do math. 15.
15 does not hit, so these guys get away. Now, to be fair, Lily, they're coming toward you, but yeah, for now they're running.
Ah.
The horse falls over, and the horse is free. Blink Dog gets an attack of opportunity against that 15.
Okay. 18.
That hits.
Yeah. Good doggy. So 1d6 plus 1. 5.
All right. Still up, but took a chomp out of him as he ran. And he can go 30. So.
Hopefully he'll remember that.
One of these, Blink Dog gets another attack. Actually, give me 3 more Blink Dog attacks while you're at it.
Okay,
more.
so that was a 13. Did not hit.
Okay.
14 did not hit. 14 did not hit. Come on.
Correct.
And 15. Did 15 hit? I don't think so.
No.
Ah. For puppers.
Yeah, it's tough when they don't have a plus anything to their hit.
Yeah.
You guys are just streaming around Finric. Bunching up, trying not to get near him.
Hey guys.
Come check out the blows.
This guy, he's going to incur attacks. Spiritual Weapon gets an attack too, I guess.
All right. What do I have for that?
Did the guards get opportunity attacks too? Like Red Pawn and
Oh yeah, the red zombie would get one too. So
Oh man, spiritual weapon got a nat 1 for an 8.
all right, zombie, can you do 5 damage, zombie, or is this guy getting away?
Zombie, 18 to hit. So
Yeah, that hits.
1d6
1d6 plus
one.
6 plus 1. There we go. Oh, it would be 7 damage.
boom.
He tries to get away, and the zombie tears him down.
Zombie style.
Yes.
Your aerial view is a little blurry.
Killed
Oh
by
my
your
gosh.
own comrade.
There
There
we
you
go.
There we go.
2 zombies and a snake get attacks of opportunity over here. So go ahead and roll those.
And because they're flanking, does that mean anything?
Oh, I'm just gonna do regular rolls. 18 on one of them.
Okay.
So then
16 is the
Ooh,
number.
another
you're trying-
7.
that'd be 7 damage.
21 to the snake.
21?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's a hit.
so roll damage for the snake and the zombies.
7 damage for the zombie.
Can the snake do 4 damage?
1d6 plus 1. No, bludgeoning or bludgeoning? Oh, I always forget which is which. I'll do this one. Which one is it? Is the bite 1d6 plus
It
1
should
or
be
1d8
1d6 plus 1.
Yeah, so 4.
That's enough.
Oh,
enough.
wow. Wow.
All right. And they could all take the dash action. So we're gonna shift the battlefield a little here.
Can I thaumaturgy while they're running?
Sure, why not?
I wanna boom my voice and I wanna say, "Tell your king what you saw here today.
All right.
We're only here for one person, and his name is Falrith.
Ooh.
Turn him over, and there will be no more bloodshed."
Oh shit! All right. Lily, you see a ton of guards running towards you. Are you gonna engage or are you gonna hide off to the side?
I probably will hide because I'm still pretty far away from everyone. I'm 60 feet away
Yeah.
from the closest person, which would be Finric.
Yeah. No, they're not. They're not gonna notice you. So. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 very wounded guards escape.
But I can still lob arrows at them, right? And the blink dogs can teleport and attack.
Sure, you do what you want, man.
You just need one to survive, right?
Yeah.
All right.
And
yeah,
Lily probably heard the message, right? That was loud enough for Lily to hear.
Yeah,
Everybody heard it.
Booming. All right. Yeah. What do you want to pick? Go for it, Talon.
So I'm gonna nail the two guys in the back. First roll is 19.
Yep.
Second roll is 14.
Okay. 14 does not hit.
All right, so the first one hits, and it is 9 points of damage.
Dead.
I'm gonna have my 4 blink dogs left. No, 5 blink dogs left.
Yeah, you have
It
5
will-
left.
They'll teleport and give it a good old bite.
All right.
Nice.
So
Like,
number 1,
Are they teaming up or are they going after one guy each?
how badly hurt are these guys?
Are they bloodied?
There's a bunch of yeah, they're all bloodied. There's a bunch of 15s, there's a 14, there's a 21, there's an 18. But I mean,
21 could definitely go down if you sick them on the 21.
Yeah, you can split them up.
it's hard for the dogs to know who's the most damaged though.
Right.
Yeah. So
Well, they'll probably
attack-
go for the ones that are limping.
Yeah, the weakest. Yeah, they're going for the ones in the back.
Okay. Got it.
So the first one, I rolled a 16 plus 3, so 19.
That'll
So the
hit.
first one hit. Second one, I definitely missed. It was a 9 plus 3, so next one is a 14 plus 3, so that's 17.
Yep,
So
that'll
hit.
hit.
So 2 hit. Next one is 13 plus 3, so 16.
That'll hit.
So 3. And then 15 plus 3.
Yep. All right, so just one misses.
Yeah. So first one does 3 plus 1, so 4 damage.
Okay.
Second one does 3 damage.
Okay.
Third one does 7 damage. And the fourth one does 5 damage.
All right. One of them goes down. The others are in the 20s, but they're still up. And they're running. Are the blink dogs going to pursue, and are you going to take another shot?
What do you guys think? Should we try to thin the herd a little bit? Or should we just let them go?
There are still 10 up.
I think our message is clear.
I was gonna say there's got to be some that make it back.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows if they'll actually be able to make it back the 5-hour
Yeah,
trip.
I'm going to say that the 23 and the 21 and the 20 are probably not going to make it back. They probably get abandoned by their fellows. These are not the type of guys to. So yeah, I'm gonna say that at this point, 7 will make it back.
That's probably good.
All right, and with that, we will drop out of initiative.
Boom.
Boom, indeed.
That's 3 captains down.
1.
One to go.
Mhm.
How long has that been like that? I hope that wasn't that long. Huh. That's fascinating. Sorry, technical difficulties. Wow, it is late. All right. I think with that, we will call this a session. Yeah.
We'd probably want to take a long rest if we could, right? Or at least a
Yeah.
short rest.
The only
for
thing
sure.
the only thing I would mention is the train of people that's like the villagers. Like they were a decoy. They're not actually like trying to leave North or South Gorson. So at some
Some of
point,
them
someone
are.
needs to.
No,
Sorry.
they
I think
are.
they were,
I mean,
right? They also
Oh,
were.
I thought they were. Okay, cool.
They were.
So-
They were not in on this ambush plan. They were like, this is our chance. You know, the last group got away safe. We're gonna get away safe too.
Yeah, but there's no like. How do they actually get away though? Like, there's no way for them to leave that I'm aware of. So I thought it was a decoy in the sense that they were like.
Ah,
Yeah, there's
well, that's
there's
fair.
road- Yeah,
They don't know where they're going.
they'll probably
and
hit
they may
those.
be going into a knoll encampment.
So I guess my question was like, do we need to stop them?
Well, we've got 2 horses that we could ride ahead and tell them that
That's
Come
true.
back to your terrible town.
no,
Okay.
or just go towards the river instead, or
Well,
Yeah.
you do have some villagers who are wounded but are able to ride. So if you wanted to send them on the horses,
Gotcha. And we
Are
can
all those
decide this
villagers-
next time. The only thing I was gonna say is like we shouldn't do a long rest. Like we should figure
Got
out.
Should I cure wounds, or should we like heal you? I think you're the only
Do
one.
we
who's
have any
been hit.
wounds?
What?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I guess I could
And the
use.
villagers.
the villagers are pretty wounded, I think, right?
Yeah.
yeah, there's some that only have like 1 or 2 hit points left.
Oh, I can heal some too.
Yeah. So, I mean, I got a lot of spell slots left. So, how should we do this? Just roll the.
Yeah, pick some, heal them.
Plies,
I
How
will-
many are all 4 of them still alive?
Yeah.
they are, yeah.
Nice. Good job, guys.
Unbelievable. I mean, Plies, you can,
John is so disappointed. He's
no,
like,
I am disappointed in that I didn't get to show off some cool stuff, but like at the same time, you guys set a really well thought out ambush and
Killed it.
kicked ass. I mean, between the stuns and the hold persons, yeah, I can't complain. It was amazing. It was amazing. Yeah, I mean, Plies, one of your channel divinities could heal all of them, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think I just need 10 minutes.
Yeah. So,
So
and then you
how
can
much do they have in spell, or how much do they have in health?
Well,
mean,
it's 18 times 4. Most of them need at least 13 points.
I think I can only do half though. As an action, I can restore 50 health
That's
points. Divide among them. The feature can restore a creature to no more than half of its hit point maximum.
All right,
So
you
I
can
can
do,
I can get them all up to half.
you can do 9 to all of them.
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, I
And then give the rest to Finric.
I can do healing.
Sure.
I can do healing spirit as well, which calls forth a nature spirit, which can heal multiple people. Right?
yes, that's the one that like stays in one location and the people come up.
Yeah.
to
Whenever
it.
you or the creature see it moves in the spirit space the first time, a turn it starts. Turn 3 causes spirit to roll 1d6 hit points to that
All right, what do you
creature.
want your nature? What do you want your healing nature spirit to look like? What animal?
I I want it to be a bunny, but the one with like the floppy ears.
All right. This sort of glowing floppy-eared bunny appears, and as each of the villagers sort of touch it, it does a little hop, and they like.
Aw. Finric, that's 14 points that went to you.
Sorry, but does that like no limit, or that only can take me up to a certain percent? Because I
can give you up to half of your hit points.
So if your hit points are more than 28, you get 14.
Right.
Which I think they are.
got it.
And then you
All
can
right.
get it on
Thanks, man.
the cute little bunny action too, and get an additional 1d6
Oh, nice.
per round, essentially, until it goes away.
Yeah, I think it can do it a number of times equal to something.
Yeah, it can
plus
do it
your-
4 times. So basically, you can roll 46. Or do I roll 46? How does that work? I don't know.
I only need 5 at this point.
let's say the villagers get that, and then if Finric's just down 5, or you could do an extra cure wounds on Finric or something.
Yeah, I'll just do an extra cure wounds on Finric.
All right.
Get you back up. So I'll do just I guess a second level. I guess it doesn't even matter at this point, but whatever. 2d8 plus 3 will do it automatically if you only need 5 points.
Right.
So do a
Yeah.
second level cure wounds. You are guaranteed no matter what was rolled. I guess I can just hit this button. Yeah, that's a one. So yeah, you get 11.
Nice.
All right. Amidst the charred corpses,
Oh, God. It's a mess.
and we'll save looting the bodies for next time. All right. Thank you all for playing. I think you've clearly sent a message to the King of South Gorson, which he hasn't gotten yet, but he will. And with that, we'll see you next time on BND Live.
They didn't even
Merrick,
see any of us other than Finric, right? Like,
I know.
None of the rest of us even they never even saw us. Just
Yeah.
And
zombies
I didn't
dogs.
look like me because I was this.
Yeah.
yeah, you were huge. Oh my gosh. Yeah, their story is gonna be interesting. Merrick, thank you so much for joining us tonight. That was awesome.
It was super fun. Thanks,
You
guys.
got to control I don't know what a pack of blink dogs. Is that the correct terminology? All right. Great time, everyone. See ya.